everybody. Welcome back to SOS. Season 3, episode 44.
Yes, correct. That is correct.
Yeah. Welcome back, Dot. That's good to see you. Obviously,
Yay.
Maggie's gone today. She'll be back in next week or the week after, somewhere around there. You know, the life stuff happens. But it's good to have Dot back because, Dot, you missed a hell of an episode last week.
See, and y'all were back here telling me nothing happened and everything's great and everything's better.
Well, nothing
and
failed.
Nothing bad happened.
Right. No, I would agree. I would say nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
No, nothing
good?
to us, right?
Okay. See,
And Nelson doesn't count.
I know I can trust Bub to give me the perspective I need to realize that that's a bit of a coded way of saying shit went down, but not to us.
Yeah, not to us. Nelson just came back
a
little looser, right? He lost. It's time. It's a construct, right?
Oh, God.
Watch Illuminati to find out.
I'm feeling better. Yeah.
I forgot to open the game. My apologies. Hang on.
You're opening Roll20. Oh, you know what? I should open my character sheet. So
hey guys,
this
thank you for
guy's
watching.
a first-time streamer.
Yeah, bro.
This
You ever
guy.
see me stream or do anything? I'm always just like, how do I do this?
I just
I've been
tuned
doing
into
this
your
for, like,
Elden Ring
11
stream,
years.
and as soon as I got there, you're like, all right, I'm done, bye. I was like, fuck, man.
Oh yeah,
all right.
dude, you came in right at, I didn't even know you were there. Yeah, it was right at the 2-hour mark. I was like, it's been 2 hours already. Goddamn, I gotta stop. But I spent the hour and a half fighting Marguerite the Fallen because I started over.
It's my nightmare. Screw that. I've been demo playing this new world builder that's pretty dope called Manor Lords. That shit is.
Oh, Manor Lords.
Oh
is
yeah, Manor
awesome.
Lords. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
even in its state, it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's great. So of course I've like maxed out everything I can based on just the demo. So I keep waiting for him to drop new stuff. But every time you come in, it gives you that thing that's like, this has been in development for 7 years, which basically means it will be in development for 7 more.
For 7 more years.
I did the same thing. I got a villager where I just did everything, and now I'm like, all right, well, I'll try to forget about you for about 5 years, and I will see you maybe at 1.0. But that's not what today's about. Today's about vampire, everybody. We should jump into that. Before we do, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for supporting us just by being here. But if you want to go above and beyond to support us, make sure you subscribe. Get some emotes. You go directly to supporting SOS here on the channel, and then show that will come after that. As we are barreling toward the conclusion of SOS very quickly. And if you want to go above and beyond and support everything we do, including Pod by Night shows, you go to patreon.com/podbynight, where you can get after shows and all kinds of bonuses in the back end for a little bit of direct support. Other than that, I would say go to check out our Discord as well. Our Discord is totally free. It's a community that talks about every show, including SOS. And if you're new or just want to re-binge, make sure you go over to youtube.com/rollforward as well. Without them partnering up with us, we wouldn't be able to do season 3. And all of the seasons end up over on their YouTube channel anyway. And is there something happening, or did I dream something happening that in the Discord? Is there like a community thing?
So there are some new things coming. So first off, we've seen a couple of you dive into new people who joined Patreon, which is pretty dope. So thanks.
Did you talk
us.
about this?
I mentioned it on when we recorded on Thursday for the podcast. You're not losing your mind.
Oh yeah, I was like, did I literally have a dream where I was doing the show and I just dreamed Dot talked about some weird, like, what the fuck's that?
So the next community $10 access tier, I believe, Bub, is coming. We've kind of been plotting behind closed doors, and I needed to get through the month of June since I've been home exactly this many days this month. So sorry, gang. I've had a lot of conventions and a lot of travel, but some of which has been really good for my soul, and the rest has been really tiring on my body. Yay, we're getting older. So give me till July. When we get into July and I get moved back to Atlanta, because I am moving back to Atlanta, we're going to kick off this next phase, which is going to be, I think, very interactive and really cool for everybody, including the group tier that comes in at the community level, and the rest of you that have been with us at the $25 tier for a while are you're gonna have something new to play with. That's all I can say right now.
Dangle that carrot.
Oh, no, but I did tell the podcast, I said, you can expect more candy. There will be more candy in your future.
That's right.
I did say that.
You did. Yeah, that's exciting. Candy's a phenomenal character. So I'm excited to see what happens.
She's the worst. You don't have to butter her. She's the best kind of
I want Candy to meet Deanna's character.
Oh, yeah.
The human, the teacher made
the one that shot Josh in the chest. Yeah. Shot a preacher dead.
Yeah. That'd be great. Those two coming together could be amazing. Okay, anyway, we got a different show to do. And so without further ado, no recap this week, as I think we'll get a recap via Ollie and Ava to Dakota momentarily here. So without further ado, let's set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coteries up to. And instead of hearing the sizzling grills or the shouting of Grant's voice or the chaos of inside the Lights Out pub, instead, all of that sound is muffled through the brick walls as we're on the corner of the restaurant and the street, and we hear the rolling of skateboard wheels clacking over pieces of the sidewalk that desperately need to be patched up. And as you round to the corner, Dakota, moving into the alleyway, ready to head into the Lights Out pub, somebody walks by you very quickly. Wits awareness.
Oh. We're already there. Okay. Hang on. Let me get some willpower back because the last time we gamed, I needed it for some reason.
You're half of your composure or your resolve, whichever's higher.
And for some reason, I have 2 aggravated. Is this a new night? I'm gonna need...
It has been I would think 2 nights for you, Dakota. And you come back feeling accomplished. Everybody who said they would show up showed up. Everything you've info you disseminated amongst your fellow gangrel over the past 2 nights for your gather was received. Any questions were answered. You truly were the alpha in the pack.
Yeah.
Everybody defaulted to you.
Did I heal that aggravated while I was away?
You would have to roll, so yes, you would have, but you would have to roll.
Let me just start with this wits awareness, and I'll because I've already started that roll. I only got a 1, not great, but let me start with a massive series of rouse checks. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
4 hunger. Got it.
Cool. I would have fed while I was with the rest of the gangrel. It would have been easy.
Sure. What was your hunger at already? Just a 1?
Just a 1.
Cool.
For the first night.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I would have probably fed back down to 1, which I can do. Well, I guess okay.
Yeah, you would have fed back down to 1. I'm not gonna make you make a hunger frenzy check for an off-camera event.
Okay, so that was a lot better for me. Okay,
so you got hunger 2 when you arrived.
And then I rise this night. Yeah.
Okay, so you got hunger 3.
Okay, so I'm at hunger 3 when I rise this night to a 1 wits awareness.
Okay. Do you want to re-roll? How many did you?
I could spend a willpower because all my willpower's back. I have 2 I could do.
I think it was 2. Yeah, I got.
Correct. It is 2. Yeah. It'd be worth it. I haven't been in the area recently. I've also been up to gangrel shenanigans, which is a fast way to get followed and bothered. Dakota knows that. I got 2 9s. Yeah, so I had 2 more, so I got 3. That was worth the willpower for sure.
So as you're walking by this individual who's coming out the back door as well, for a moment, you swear to God, they pass you and you saw Saito. It looked like Saito, but not in this suit, not in his clothing, in like normal clothes. You double back and whip around. What you see, also looking back over his shoulder, waving to you, is Nelson. Except Nelson's features are slightly off. His jawline is more defined. His body itself is slightly more lanky, elegant. His eyes are an emerald green.
I don't like that.
Jump out at you. And he says, he just gives you a wave and he kind of lifts up a bag of cheese with the cheesecake in it. And he smiles as he just walks off.
No,
and he rounds the corner.
Before he goes, I say, I want to punch you more now.
You'd hear a walking pick up to a jog.
He did not look like that, right? I kind of talked to myself, or maybe Princess Bella's there today or something, and I talked to her. I'm just like, he was not. And I'll kind of just take it all in, and I'll simmer on like, why would Nelson look like Saito? Is that just me? Is that a me problem? Is that all up in my head? Why?
Is it an illusion?
Yeah. And when did he get back? That's the other thing. So Dakota kind of, now I speed things up. I was like, wait a second. He was supposed to be with the witch. So I speed up as I head over to Ollie's bar.
You were walking in the alleyway to the bar. Where he's
perfect.
Passing you by as he's leaving, and as you walk in, Ava and Ollie, Nelson is off his. You offered for him to go work at the theater. And for this night, at the very least, he's very eager to just get back to a semblance of some sort of normal life, and he's off with cheesecake in hand that I in my mind, Ollie gave him. So Ollie, you gave him a piece of cheesecake.
Bless his heart.
And just as the back door clicks shut, it swings open almost less than a second afterward as
Who gave Nelson a facelift?
Hey. Wasn't us.
Is it just me, or does he look particularly like a certain...
Like a Chad?
Like a Chad?
Like a Chad. Like a Giga Chad.
No, he looks like Saito.
Is that like
like a
RPG
Chad?
boss?
I mean, I guess you could consider... Wait, stop. Okay. Before we decide what to call him in his current state, how did he get from point A to point B?
I see you saw that he arrived back then.
I saw. It stopped me in my tracks.
It has been exactly... Well, last night was exactly 1 month.
It shocked me as well. You're not seeing things. He's changed. He's a changed boy. He's returned from the hedge.
Can we not call him a boy?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I'm not firecracker.
Apologize and you've come to Jesus. You're fine.
Okay, so...
That's a deep reference
right
there.
Even Abe is probably making the reference to literally two kids who never would watch that show. They're like, what is she talking about? And you hear Grant cackling in the background.
So... I thought he was there to get information, not get
He did.
He didn't have a choice. It sounds like it's just something that happened.
Dakota, I don't know about you, but I keep a calendar, okay? And it's been a month since we dropped Nelson off at the Witch. And it was only a month that he was supposed to be gone. So we picked him up.
Okay. And he came back looking like Saito?
Look, I have questions.
Is that
too.
like a side effect?
Possibly.
I assure you, it gets a lot worse than just looking like Saito.
But may I ask, does anyone actively avoid, or maybe are you actively forgetting Ava can't get into the Witch or the Yard's yard? Do you bring that up?
I haven't brought that up yet. It's natural conversation. Let's get into the flow of
it.
it.
Out of game, you didn't forget it happened, and in game, I didn't know.
How come? I can't even get a boyfriend, and Ava's can die and come back reincarnated in her new...
Oh, no. No, I know what you're saying, and it sounds really bad, but follow me on this one. Can die, be in the shadow place, and then her new boy toy adoptee something or other goes to a different place and finds a key to find the ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
He goes looking for her ex? What the fuck is this?
How confused is Dakota at this moment?
I wouldn't call... Well, you know what?
Okay.
He came back with a key, and a key...
First of all, I wouldn't call him my
what it
ex-boyfriend. Secondly, he went into the hedge to look for things, and he got said things.
This is why I had to get over you. This is why I had to get over you and move on with my life and find somebody who loved me for me.
Grant.
Sorry, yeah? Hey, good to see you.
Do you have anything meaningful to add to this conversation?
Does he ever? Sorry.
All right, I'm going to hit you with the cliff notes. Okay, I'm going to hit you with the cliff notes.
Okay.
It was the month. I needed to go get Nelson. Knew it was coming. We knew it was going to take exactly a month. So we all decided to pony up, hop in a van, and head our way over there. When we arrived, they couldn't walk in. They wanted to, but they couldn't.
By they, me and
Emmy was like, no, peace, I'm out. And then she was like, I'm going in, and nothing. And then she was like, I'm going in. And then her hand turned into moths. And she's like, I'm not going in. And I didn't know what to make of that. So I went in.
Yes. I think we're some sort of affected. Both me and Emmy and I have been touched by some Fae stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's called Fae blood, in which you consumed and traded a moth orally.
Emmy consumed the Fae blood. I consumed a Fae moth. There's a difference, okay? I'm not depresso every day like Emmy, who, by the way, is still in depresso mode.
You signed the contract. Emmy fulfilled it. You two are facing one and the same problem, which is that the Witch of the Yard told you, don't do that, and you went and did it, and now she doesn't want you on her territory. That, or whatever you did has connected you to an Fae. It's some Fae bullshit is what it is. It's Fae shit. She doesn't want what you got. Can you blame her?
Well, got Nelson back. Saw that he was all sharp-dressed man.
You got him
came back looking like he was
like
cut out of marble. Yeah, kind of. I don't like that. Nope.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Well, fetched him. brought him back here. Apparently, he succeeded. He found means to succeed in a ritual, but it's
Okay.
really fucking involved.
Why is it always a ritual?
Because it was Saito's book.
Now you're starting to understand why people hate the Tremere. Why is it always a
fucking ritual? Even with the La Sombra, here's a sandwich up here that's like, I want to do some fucking ritual. What I would
Oblivion.
give for the days where somebody woke up and said, I just want to take steel to a nearby village and go to war. And we say, cool, we'll meet you on open battlefield and solve this problem.
You and I are cut from a different cloth, clearly, because I think that way so often. But it's not happening with these Tremere fucks. They just don't play that way. They play very differently.
And Grant pipes in, it's like, but if you meet him on the open battlefield, you're all just going to get up the next night anyway, right?
Precisely. At least it's easier. I don't have to wake up and worry about Nelson coming back looking like Saito.
Well, yeah, but you don't die. You're just going to get up.
Or moths crawling out of people's mouths.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
You know.
Anyway, he came back with the ritual. He also came back with an actual monkey's paw, a ring to a bizarre place.
You mean actually magical or actually a monkey's paw?
Yes and yes.
I hate that, okay?
And he might be a little touched. It might be something going on there.
We didn't make any wishes on that monkey's paw, did we?
No. Apparently it's wishless. Like
Not
someone
yet.
had already used it all up or something.
So why does he want it?
Because the goblin that he got it from said that it's a nice door hang or something. I don't know.
He made a deal with a goblin in the
Yeah.
hedge. Look,
I
he went there for
guard.
Look, if he was going to come back and say, I went to the hedge and all I got was this t-shirt, like that wasn't going to be a successful hedge trip.
I would have been happy with that outcome.
I'm actually proud of him. He got shit done. He made some deals. I'm proud of the boy.
Yeah, a deal for a new face, a new best goblin friend, a monkey's paw, so a fresh wreath for the front door. Anything else? He.
Did he tell you, or is it just out of game that he doesn't see the change? Like when he looks at himself in the mirror,
He doesn't see the changes. He didn't say anything to us, but
Okay.
Also-
yeah, it was an out of game thing.
I don't think he confirmed this but I think Ollie and I have a theory. He was in there longer than a month. Pretty sure. The way he was talking about time.
He suggested between 6 months and a year.
He said that the Witch of the Yards was visiting him like every few weeks. Like 6 times so she couldn't have visited him 6 times in 1 month if it was every few weeks. So
I'm really impressed by your math right now, and we already know that
time doesn't make
works
sense.
strange in different places, like in the labyrinth and maybe in the hedge. So it's not. I mean, so what? It took a year. I spent 10 years in the purgatory of Bella's bedroom. And I came out the other side just fine. Like, so he makes best friends with a goblin.
Yeah.
He could do worse.
I don't think he made friends with a goblin. I think he made a deal with a goblin.
Yes.
Like one of them fairy hedge deals.
No, yes, friends, because the goblin will be showing up for something at some
Yeah.
point for poor Nelson.
But hey, he made his bed. He's gonna line it at this point. He asked for some shit. I guess the only upside is he was the only person that made Emmy not be a whiny little emo girl. That was kind of nice. Briefly,
we're still dealing with that problem, and
What do you mean made her not?
he said a really stupid joke, and she smiled. She kind of cracked a little Emmy giggle, and then she went right back to Black Parade.
Okay.
I'm surprised you know that.
It was.
me too.
It wasn't that. I still have fucking ears and a radio.
All right, everybody calm down. Is everybody other than Nelson okay?
We're fine.
Yes.
Emmy's not still, but
Where is
That's-
she?
I don't know, probably with her family contemplating her unlife.
Well, you know what? We knew it might come to this. She is a tiny girl with an old soul. She'll figure it out. She will make a decision on what she wants or doesn't want.
So Dakota,
Yup.
Are you prepared for what Nelson did find out about this ritual?
Oh God, it's not over yet.
I'm gonna let her tell you about it.
Um, so the ritual that Saito was, oh my God, hold on. I gotta go back
Is
to
it,
the notes.
yeah. Is it pinned?
It's pinned.
It should be
Yes,
pinned in the
for
group
the
chat.
love of God.
Oh, it's pinned in our chat group?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
it's
recopy paste it for you. Don't worry.
it's
Okay,
it's pretty
I'm gonna
in
pull it up
depth.
on my phone. Okay.
That's that one. Let's
So-
start there.
All right, let me just.
And
You talk and I'll read.
So
this is-
Saito,
there you go.
in his book, was trying to disconnect Sybil from the abyss, for just essentially, from my assumption, to maybe just weaken her temporarily, because obviously when she's connected to the shadows, it becomes very difficult to deal with her. And so that is what Nelson was studying, how to basically complete this ritual that Saito is trying to do with his own thin blood alchemical brain. He figured out a way to do it. So with this ritual, we will be able to weaken Sybil, potentially even weaken the antediluvian if we're able to kind of cut them off for a bit. And I think this will be very helpful for us in the final moments of dealing with Sybil.
Yeah, didn't Nelson say something like, take what Saito did to you and make it bigger?
Yes.
The ritual that Saito did for you or something?
Yes, essentially that. The ritual he did to disconnect me from Sybil, he wanted to do on a larger scale. Look, he was on our side. I just want to say, Saito's on our side this whole time. He's anti-Sybil, just like you guys, okay? So for all the hate that you throw it in the shade, you throw his way, he was pretty anti-Sybil. He was working on something big. So
For his own gains.
is not everything we do for our own gains. To stop eternal night.
That's not for my own gain.
Okay, but the thing with this ritual is it is very in-depth and requires a lot of components. So what we're going to need is, well, first of all, we need to be in an area of significance to Sybil. Okay, so we probably have that part figured out wherever the hell she is when we figure out that whole part. And then we need some components. We're going to need the heart of a true believer. Okay. We're going to need the blood of the betrayed. All right. Somebody betrayed by Sybil. The tears of the innocent. Okay. Somebody that suffered. The echo of the past. Okay. Something belonging to Sybil, a personal item belonging to her. Okay. We're going to need some sort of blade, a catalyst forged in some special iron. I don't know what it was. Nelson wrote it all out. And then a certain vessel, a chalice. Okay. And we got to put all that together. Nelson is going to do the ritual, but mind you, okay? He's the only one that knows how to do this, but we need to get all the components for when the time comes. Yes, it's a lot. Okay. And we've sat on this for a little bit and have some ideas on some of these things that we need and where we can acquire them. Some things might require a little bit more thought. Some things might require a little bit more work. But we're going to have to get all of these things.
This is a fucking shopping list.
It is a shopping list. You're right.
Does Ollie say anything, or is he sitting back just watching?
Abby, fucking Ollie took an opportunity here to to try working on a different recipe of his own, because every time he thinks of this, it gives him a fucking headache.
New recipe? Go ahead. Dexterity craft.
Oh.
Okay. All right. It's not great for me, but let's
what other
run
stat would work? Craft obviously has to stick, but what other attribute do you think? You would
All right, so let me think this through here. This is a ritual we want to do to sever. Is that what I heard?
Yes, to sever Sybil.
Sybil
And-
from what?
From the abyss, which is essentially the antediluvian.
Which will assuredly stop her plan.
That's not right.
Yes, that should stop her plan. So that, from my understanding, that might just make her like corporeal.
There we go.
Weak enough to defeat.
Yes. I mean, she's a Methuselah, so she's probably gonna be very powerful, but at least we have a chance.
Also, it's in that moment, the moment that she's severed. You don't know how long it'll be, but Nelson was saying that it's in that moment that you have to close the rift, the opening to the abyss. That'll be the moment where you close it.
How do we
and prevent
close
him
it?
from emerging?
It's probably part of the ritual. Maybe. I don't know.
Do we know
But if
how
we close-
to do that, Mathis? Like,
He has Nelson did not discuss details of that with you.
close how? Okay, well that's a big question we cannot overlook. Okay,
But if we do close it, then we can essentially stop this whole eternal night thing, from my understanding. If we can close that rift.
but then is Sybil just walking?
She's just here and then she needs to die.
You're dealing with a Sybil who's a Methuselah, not attached to the abyss.
So she lacks her battery power, but she herself is still very old and very strong.
We're going to need a lot of people helping us in this ritual. We're going to need all those allies to come join us so we can.
And we don't know how she's gonna be hella angry. It's not like she's gonna be like, well, I guess I'll just live
Yeah.
my kindred life again.
Probably.
And she's gonna be fucking hungry, so she'll go on fucking rampage. Okay.
People might die, yes.
So my question is, why then does this list seem so very similar to the same list that she's been putting together?
Maybe she's trying to do this, but in reverse. Maybe she needs. Yes, I think she's doing a ritual of her own to have this happen. And maybe Saito was trying to figure out how to reverse what she's trying to do with a ritual of our own.
Okay, well, this is helpful. If we can figure out from this our secondary recipe from her original recipe, we can better understand what she's attempting to do, which still has, in some ways, eluded us.
Do you slide the list over for Dakota to look at, like and read? Ava?
Yes, I would slide the list over.
So you'd see the details of what she means by all these things. And you start seeing, maybe we'll see Dakota connect some dots, but the first thing when she says heart of a true believer, what you technically need is a still beating heart of a kindred who is devoted to Sybil. And the problem is a kindred's heart dusts. However, there are rituals and magic via not just Tremere, but also Hakata that can like keep those things not from dusting initially. Blood of the betrayed is exactly as she said. It's the vial of kindred of Vitae of a La Sombra elder specifically, who has betrayed the La Sombra's
Which has to be
ideals.
Rudy. I guess what I'm saying is, but like, we know she was going to stab Vitel with this dagger, the dagger being one of the same items we need. Why would Vitel not be her diehard believer, which means she's probably going to stab him in the heart? So I'm trying to figure out why our list looks real fucking similar to hers. Are we assured that this ritual is actually...
You are always so sus.
Through the window, you see Ollie's head poke through. Rabbi Basaris, he's a believer.
Who's
He's on that list.
Yeah, he's on there too. Yes, I believe there was another person who we wanted to, or no, maybe it was the blood of the
Rudy for the blood of the betrayer.
Yeah, or yes, Rabbi Basaris was the second option if we can't Vitel.
Yeah, for the heart of the true believer.
Vitel, I think, was our first option, and if we can't like secure his heart,
We do
then
the backup.
Yeah.
Also, why do we need to take it out of the body? Can't we just pry the chest open and lay it in the center and just do it while it's still beating in the body?
it starts dusting immediately.
Even
That's
when
the
I
problem
pry a
with
chest
kindred.
open for a kindred without killing him?
Well, you need to, because in the ritual, it needs to be in the heart is placed into the chalice and shit. Like all that shit comes together in a chalice that is engraved with abyssal things
Hey,
around
where
the
are we
side.
gonna get this shit?
Well,
We
we gotta
have-
make friends.
I don't do that well.
I do.
Well, you already know. You have ideas for the heart. You just need to find a
We
ritual.
have to get the dagger.
Yes.
I'm also
dagger
trying to
you know
figure
of.
out. Okay, and look at this location stuff. We can't just do this anywhere. We can't even do it within the safety of the last ritual that we did.
Well, we're gonna when all of this shit goes down, we're gonna have to be in Sybil's presence anyway. So we have to do this ritual wherever
In her
she
presence.
And you think she's
where
gonna
she lies.
just let us stand there and do it? It's
No.
not gonna happen
you need allies.
instantaneously.
But no, but she has her own plans, and we were gonna stop her plans anyway. Whatever she's gonna do with Vitel and Celia and all of this shit, we have to stop her regardless. This is part of that plan. So there are
The last thing that's in the notebook that you're going to notice, since you have the notebook, Dakota, is basically there's a like if all else fails, there's 2 words he writes down: the Umbra
Oh God.
and what the fuck was the name I wrote? Let me get my notes open. Sorry.
Wasn't the key? The key was to the Umbra.
Yeah.
Yep. Hang on. Let me open up I'm just opening up my notes real quick. Fuck was her name?
There is a Hail Mary. I thought that I wrote the name down.
Why
but
then
I
is the
didn't.
Hail Mary not our start option?
Because it's literally just 2 words. Wait, let me get you the name. It's where I'm scrolling up.
But
Yeah.
we don't know. We don't know what the 2 words do.
Well, one's a name, one's a place. The Umbra is a place, and then there's a name.
I gotcha. Okay, I see. Okay.
We're trying to find the name. Where the hell is it?
Oh, here. Okay.
It's like
Thin blend-
Ananaswa
so-
or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I think I wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah, I did not.
So Nelson has to call upon the primal forces of the Umbra. Only Nelson can do that. Says this instructions
Is it
here.
Anasani?
Something. Queen
There are-
Ananasa. Queen
Yes.
Ananasa.
Okay.
Ananasa, yeah.
So you see the Umbra and Queen Ananasa. You can roll me, Dakota, an intelligence occult roll.
Oh yeah, I think
It's not gonna come out terribly great for me.
You guys made your rolls last week.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Do you want to rouse the blood?
No, not in
Add
my
2d10?
not in my current state. That seems like bad for everybody. Nope. We'll just
You never know. You could roll
just
amazing.
yeah.
That's what
2
we
10s.
roll.
2 10s. No, 1.
10. Umbra. Oh, fuck. Umbra. There's something about that's like a spirit realm of some kind, and that's really all you know. Because you would hear that basically through Gangrel, who have heard it through Lupine. It's like, whispers of a myth of the Lupine myth of like a world of the spirits or the world of the dead or something along those lines. That's all Dakota would know.
Why would this be connected in any way to this ritual? That's what I'm more interested in. Why these?
What did you guys roll last week? Do you know? Oh no, these 2 are in case the ritual fails.
That's a way to, I don't know. That's our backup. I'm not worried about that too much because this
You guys rolled. Who rolled? I know somebody rolled well enough to know to
I think-
recognize the name.
I think Emmy.
Ananasa.
I think it was
Emmy because she's
Emmy told you that.
ancient.
She said that Queen Ananasa is some entity that is basically associated with life, with rebirth, with that kind of. She's like a queen of, and what she doesn't know if she's a demigod, if she's a weird entity thing, or what. Other than that is what Queen Ananasa is related to. She's very related to rebirth and life and such.
I got an idea.
I knew this was coming.
Eh.
I knew once you got your
No.
hooks into this, you'd have ideas.
Nelson has the key to this Umbra place.
Yes.
We also know that.
Didn't he give it to you, Ava?
Yes,
Ava
I
has
have
that.
it.
We
I
also
have it.
know there's going to be a rift that opens. Yeah. Say we go through this massive fucking ritual, come out the other side, and Sybil is standing corporeal in front of us. What says we don't just give her back to the abyss? Dump her ass in. Send her to the other side of the hedge. Put her somewhere where she can be somebody else's problem.
That doesn't really solve the immediate issue. If he is speaking through his childer, then he'll just go through his childer. Unless we go through and we cut off the entire bloodline.
We're gonna close the rift, right? What, are you gonna kill Rudy too?
No, I don't intend to, but we still, I mean, even if we close it off in one spot, we got all these extra spots.
Yeah, but we're only disconnecting her from the shadow. We're not disconnecting all of Sombra's connection to. It's only her.
I think she needs to be gone.
Precisely, which is why we kick her ass back into that rift, back into the abyss, send her fucking home, zip it up, and she's not our fucking problem anymore. Send her home to daddy.
And there's not some way she might be able to, I mean, sure, maybe the antediluvian will consume her or something.
Yeah.
But like, we don't know what's going to happen in there. And I think we should guarantee that we don't have to worry about this ever again. So we kill her.
Best course of action if we go through that route is to continue wiping out the select few, which means that hoity-toity teenager that's got a real problem with authority that now has a shadow, and she's got to go too.
From a political standpoint, let's be honest, we can't kill them all. We have to focus on the most important one, which is going to be Sybil. Let the rest of them run. When she's gone, and this rift we keep talking about is fucking close to the abyss, they're all going to get weaker regardless. Then it becomes part of Jackson's problem to rid the city of the La Sombra because of their antediluvian and her actions. It can be a total political thing for him. I wouldn't worry about them. Let them fucking run. The only thing that we're going to actually be able to fight in totality, in a massive group, is going to be Sybil. We keep acting like it's just going to be a few punches and we're coming out the other side. She's going to be extremely powerful.
She is, yes. This was going to be a problem regardless. We knew that we were going to have to face her in one form or another.
And what says that we even managed to get this ritual before she kills us all?
Yeah, it's the
idea that we have to
gamble.
do it at her feet is...
Yes, it's going to be extremely difficult.
This is why we're banking on having some elders at our side.
This is like very, very, very difficult and probably not even possible to Dakota. But in the notebook, you would see in the notes, like the two places he puts down is like where she's being kept now as valuable and where she was embraced.
Right. And that's I mean, literally, we only know one of those locations, which is in Madison. Oh, we believe somewhere in the train yard, right? Under the train tracks, maybe. Or is it a bus stop? I can't remember. Was it a train or bus stop?
It was like a big bus station.
Bus station. That's where Vitale keeps coming to and from. I mean, it could be the cabin, but we've been there so many times, and there's nothing there.
I think
for a fucking leaky bucket.
I think they're finding the way into the labyrinth through the bus station. Is my guess. Remember, I was thrown out there. It yeeted me out into the open world. So the labyrinth runs into Madison. But you're right. Everything that you just said is like a mega fucking gamble. We're gonna have to find some extra power. It's gotta be more than us. We gotta call in some old blood. People that are just sitting on the sidelines.
And we still have to acquire the fucking dagger, which, okay, so
we have to acquire quite a few things.
Let's think about what will already be on site. So if we surprise Sybil during her ritual, she already is going to have a lot of what we need. She's going to have Vitale in his heart. She's going to have the dagger on site. Why would we need to take it
first?
Well, we can't do that if we need his fucking heart.
I thought our plan was to kill Vitale.
We can't chase Vitale and her at the same time. Based on what we know, Vitale is, not only is he fucking supercharged, he is also very old.
Then whose heart are we taking that's dedicated to her?
I vote for this Rabbi Basaris clown.
Okay, so we grab a fucking rabbi and we have to drag him in with us.
We can torp him.
Whatever. I say, if she's already got it on site, we use what's available to us. She is probably already going to have him in some kind of trance because she's about to stab him through the fucking heart, right?
Probably.
If we're going to take the gamble, let's put it on timing. She's going to choose to do her ritual somewhere which is going to be powerful and important to her. My assumption is already Madison. We're already on site. She has the dagger. Vitel's heart is already there.
So
we know that Bella is also going to potentially be there. And if there's one person that has been wronged more, who deserves to cry and be a part of this ritual, it is Bella. Most everything we need will be on site. If we plan this way, we only need to bring in the chalice, bring in Nelson.
Call her innocent.
With enough help, we could hold them all long enough to set up the ritual and have everything we need until then. Anything we want to protect, we send to the hospital.
Okay.
It's fine. We can bank on that. I'd really like to get some backups, if at all possible.
I still think we shouldn't even give her an option to go through her with her ritual at all. We were planning on stopping Vitel before she could even use him. Are we nixing that plan?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's off the table. I think it's still a strong bet for us.
I think you have like a plan A. And then plan B is ritual. And then plan C is whatever Umbra and this queen, like, you don't even know if you should start looking into that now or if that's something are you waiting until the moment? You have no idea.
Technically, we were waiting for the hunters to kill Vitel.
Yep, you're waiting on them to move.
That's going to happen one way or the other. Who says that we even have to be there for it? If they are waiting on us, we can cue it at any time. If Vitel dies, great. If he doesn't, well, guess what? Now he's part of our fucking ritual.
I think we should be there for the sacking of Vitel, because I think we should get somebody to do a ritual and preserve his heart. And
so here's the thing.
We need Vitel's heart.
If we kill Vitel, if Vitel dies, she can't move forward with her ritual anymore, which means the dominoes are already falling. For us to get everything we need, we're going to have to source from multiple locations, steal the dagger from her, and she's going to know it's coming.
She doesn't know that we have a ritual of our own. So I don't think we have to worry about her knowing what's coming.
Ava, remember that day you started to melt? Remember that? Oh yeah, you don't remember. I do. Remember that? And it all went a little weird. And she came out and she spoke to me. Do you know what she said to me?
She said some mean things.
Yes, of course she fucking did. She's Sybil, okay? Fuck. But she specifically said that she had her eye on me because I was the thing that she could not plan for. So if we, the gangrel, go through with the attack on Vitel, she's gonna think that was the big bad plan that we had. It is a cover to remain secret that we are putting this ritual together, which it has to stay that way.
I think that makes sense.
Which
because,
means,
yes,
Ava, the only other person that I can figure that is still vehemently loyal to Sybil at this point is Celia.
I don't know if Celia is loyal to Sybil. I don't think Celia really had
a choice. Yeah, that is why she's probably very loyal. If she has succumbed to any kind of call, she is under Sybil's control. Just letting you come to terms with the fact that we may have to source another heart.
I don't think that is the heart that we're looking for.
I just make eyes at Ollie.
I think it's Vitel, period. It is Vitel. Who is more loyal? We don't even know this Rabbi Basar's. We have no idea his loyalties, honestly. I mean, we could find out, but there's a chance he might not be. We don't know if Celia actually is or not. I was pretending to be loyal to Ava, to Sybil.
The dominoes are already falling for Vitel to die.
And we get a ritual to preserve his heart.
I don't know shit about rituals. I'm happy to rip it from his body for you. I'm happy to hold him down while you do it.
Fine, I will do some sourcing then.
A ritual. I don't know anything about preserving fucking hearts.
All right. If I can find a way, will you agree that we can take Vitel's heart?
I will agree as long as the gangrel are not dying by his hand. I will hold him down long enough for you to preserve his fucking heart.
Okay. By the way, that's not even like, in my mind, the most difficult thing that we need to get. We also need like a personal belonging of hers. And I have no I thought maybe have an idea of where to get something. But like she's an ancient kindred.
What's
We
Ava's
have
thought?
to My thought was finding something like in a museum, literally, because Sybil goes back to like freaking ancient times. So maybe there's something.
Think of a reminder of the dagger.
See, some
The
of these
dagger-
objects are one and the same. The dagger
Some
belonged to
of them
her.
could be one and the same. There's
So
nothing that says it couldn't be, because the dagger that you saw, you could see little faint markings that you determined after seeing it multiple times to be
Okay.
Greece. You assume, and not woefully so, that belongs to her. And then last episode, you also realize that the dagger isn't actually stone; it's meteoric iron. But if you
Iron.
look at meteoric iron, like it looks like
It's
stone
porous,
with
yeah.
yeah, with like some metallic like streaks through it. Like they serve some things can be multi-purpose.
So we need to get the chalice with these fucking scribbles on it, the silver chalice, and a way to preserve a heart.
yes.
We got to find something of hers, and we want to reach into believing that it's the dagger, right? That's the stretch.
Yes. Apparently we
that's the easy. That's the
It's just a
most-
tool.
That's the easiest.
It's
yeah.
just a tool. The dagger, I mean, sure, it has importance, right? It plays a part. It could be one and the same. But why don't we get
Yes.
something that we know for certain is hers?
Do you know where to find it? We can't even find her fucking body.
Yeah.
We find Celia. She has her shadow. That's definitely Sybil's.
I like where your mind went.
I look to Ollie like that's really clever, but it also means Celia could die, but it's fine. I make the look to Ollie.
You can tell just from his face. You can read it on his eyes. He does not care.
Great, perfect. Dakota doesn't either.
So the question then lingers: how do you plan on taking the shadow from Celia? And what do you plan on doing with it? Attaching it to Ava, or trying to figure out a way to place it in a container of some
We can
sort?
try
as
to
it
get
was
it back in the
initially
box.
into a box?
Technically, it is attached to her, right?
Mhm.
What does the ritual say we need to do with the personal item?
It's just
I have it right
we just need a personal belonging from her mortal life, an object that holds sentimental value and ties her to humanity, which I would argue the shadow
Object
doesn't tie her to her humanity, but that
It might be her closest touch to humanity. She's living through her shadow.
yeah.
No. Celia is the closest thing to her humanity. She chose Celia because Celia has the same gift that Ava had. The shadow tied to Celia is the object, not the shadow alone. The humanity piece is why the shadow connects itself to someone like her. Celia may have to be the sacrifice with the shadow to fulfill the echoes of the past as it is stated.
Or if we're running on dry and we don't have any ideas, why don't we ask someone that was there? I look to Dot and Dakota. You need to tap on Cretius.
Yeah, I know. I already
It's
tried
on-
to visit Croesus. He was unavailable after the last book findings. Okay. So it sounds like we have a few more nights of things we need to do. We're starting a coup at Elysium. We're trying to do a big. Who's doing this fucking ritual? Nelson?
Nelson.
Nelson.
Is
He's the
He's
closest
very-
thing you have to a blood mage.
very
He-
confident in this.
It's a mix, because when you see it, Dakota, I mean, not Ava said it to you, and it's hard for you to tell initially, but it's not. It's like blood magic mixed with a majority. It's actually thin blood. A majority of it is thin blood alchemy. He took, because unlike
Right, so-
Saito didn't teach him blood magic, so he only knew bits and pieces of what he picked up on, and then he infused the rest of it with all thin blood alchemy, which is why a lot of it is physical.
Yeah,
Why a lot of it
component space,
is
yeah.
bloods and tears and stuff, because it's thin blood alchemy for the most part with a tinge of blood magic.
Okay. How do you trap a shadow?
It's a great question.
Ask the
Lightroom.
Fae.
Well, a shadow has to have somewhere to go, or the light kills it. So, the box is kind of brilliant, right? It's basically a dark void. The story of Peter Pan is that the shadow, or his shadow hid where? the trunk at Wendy's bed, at the bottom of Wendy's bed. So if we end up flooding the space with light and manage to detach the shadow, we could trap it. As long as there was a dark place for it to go. We wrangle it to where we want it. It's like sheep herding.
Some Ghostbuster shit.
Yeah, Ghostbuster shit. Give it a box to go into.
I wonder if there's
you just know that in order to sever it, you need that dagger.
Yes, we do need that dagger.
Okay, let me think on this dagger thing. We had a plan originally. Amy wasn't down, and Amy's a little different.
You don't know what would happen if you killed Celia.
So Dakota knows that she thinks the answer is the shadow would have to leave the dead body. Would have to. But she's not going to say Celia has to die yet. But that is Dakota's. That is the number one thing Dakota's thinking. But she will. I don't think Ava's not ready for that. So
we're back on stealing the dagger.
I will steal the dagger. You focus on getting some fucking weird silver chalice, and we will keep the plan as is. We still attack Vitel, but now we don't try to kill him until we get his heart. So ritual chalice.
Yes. Where am I going to get a chalice etched with symbols of the abyss? Probably somebody who knows abyssal
getting
ceremonies.
A silver chalice is easy. It's just getting somebody who knows how to.
What about
either a Hekata or
Rudy?
Another La Sombra?
La Sombra? Yeah, Rudy. Rudy could do it. He wants to be fucking helpful, right?
Well, we're going to need a little bit of his bloody blood. So I think we need his blood. Yes.
So you posited because you need the blood of the betrayed.
We'll send Ollie on that one.
Yeah, Ollie.
Yeah.
The last I checked, when you get blood from a kindred, it starts to dust.
Another thing we have to preserve.
That's something Tremere that's one of their first things they learn.
Tremere?
Yeah, they can preserve.
Okay, so we get his blood.
I'm not exactly
fresh.
on talking terms with Sun Chi.
Well, we get Rudy's blood fresh, and he's just on site for the events.
We need like a kindred refrigerator to keep a heart and some blood and keep everything fresh.
I hate this so much.
You could try. I would say to you, Bub or Ollie, that Ollie could try approaching Deuceable and doing it in just a business sense of just being like, I just need a simple vial with this, enchantment on or whatever you want to call it, and
make sure it stays,
a little favor or whatever, like you probably very likely
it's crossed my mind.
Yeah, you don't have to give away the reason you need these things unless it's some high level, like really bizarre ask.
Sure.
But yeah, Sun-Chi and you are not on great terms.
I'll I can
Sun-Chi
beat
likes me.
Tonight. I can see what I can come up with. I mean, good luck. She's gonna ask for some bizarre favor.
Okay.
Like she's gonna be like, I need you to perform actual lactation in front of me right now because she's fucking weird.
Well, I hate that for her because my body's barely developed.
Fair. All right, well, we got things we can be doing. You want to try something before we duck V and break?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, it's going to require you to do the whole bring me to life evanescence thing.
The last thing is, like, does Ava mention you did do last week as well a premonition on the key?
Yeah. You know what, Ollie? While you, if you have something for us, while you do,
I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes.
I'll share my last story.
My last story.
My last story for Dakota. So the key that Nelson got with the monkey, the key, there's a key with the monkey's paw. It was in the monkey's paw. Okay,
the
key,
Umbra key.
The Umbra key. I also think Saito is behind that. The key, the door.
I have come to realize Saito was pretty much behind everything. And in lieu of not yucking your yum around the fact that he's a good guy, I say we should probably, why do we need a key to Umbra?
Okay.
That's what Queen Ananasa is.
Who gives a fuck about this queen? What good is she to us if she's not going to show up and do anything?
Look,
somebody needs to go try and talk to her.
The key is, I did a little premonition on the key, and I saw the door, this door, and I'm pretty sure the door that I saw was a same door that we saw in Madison. That was a door to Matthew's place. So if we want to go knocking on the door, figure out all this like Umbra stuff, I think that might be a place to start.
So far, none of the Fae have given me great reason to bring them into our little shenanigans.
No, not at all. But we don't have many options here, so we have to.
You give me
you
one
would know,
good
and
reason.
I would just say this. I would put this out there. You would know that if this queen, whatever this entity is in the Umbra, they are not Fae. The Fae do not exist or live in the Umbra. The Umbra is the land, another land of the dead, sort of. It's another place of spirits and etherealness. It's almost astral plane, shadow planey in D&D terms. But yeah, the Hedge and Arcadia are the realm of the Fae, and the Umbra. That would mean whoever this is not a Fae. You just don't know what it is. Just so you know, you're not dealing with the Fae. It's not the same. That's all.
Okay, so who, dare I ask, is going to go knocking on this queen's door to ask for what? What are we asking for? What do we need her for? Plus, I don't want to go walking around the land of the dead.
I don't think we need to.
Did you
But
tell
it's
them what you heard last week?
what I heard behind the door.
Yeah.
I heard Saito, right?
Yeah. Did you tell them that though?
I don't think you told
Yes,
us what he
I did
said.
say. I said I'm pretty sure Saito's behind that door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you meant behind the shenanigans of the door,
No,
not literally
He's
on the other
literally on the other side of the
She
door.
heard his voice.
side. And we know Saito's being held in the abyss.
Yes. So maybe
Umbra
that's
is weird.
So
You know
you,
nothing
Saito's
about
a
it.
sneaky bitch.
a door. I don't know.
What if it's like
I was tempted to. I didn't open
it's
it.
like
though.
the
I was
abyss's
tempted.
attic, right? The Umbra is like the abyss's attic.
yeah, just another door, right? Door goes both
Yeah.
ways. That's
Maybe.
interesting.
I look. I was very tempted to open that door in my vision, but I didn't. So I think I deserve.
And where's the door?
I deserve a
for the
treat
key-
for
for
that.
the key.
I have it.
No, where's the door? You have the door for the key.
Oh, I don't.
It's Matthew's door.
Matthews. Madison.
It's Madison. It's Matthew's house.
Possibly. That's what I saw in my vision, at least.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, as nice as it is to have some magical key to another realm of the undead, until it becomes relevant, I can't figure. Just put it on your key ring.
I'll hold on to it just in case we need it.
Is there Dakota bringing up like we don't know what are we supposed to do with this entity? No interest in going into the realm and trying to find them.
I'm kind of interested.
I know.
I don't
you
know.
are, Avery, but, like, I'm just if you're going alone
There
or not
is
is up to
no,
you.
to Dakota's mind, there is no
sure.
solid tactical reason to go
Yeah.
into another realm, to
Oh,
go
yeah, no,
dip it around in another realm for a queen who we can't even define what she is, to ask for help. Yet no, I think Dakota's out on the umbral
Okay.
key.
I'll hold on to it in case we need it in desperate measures and all of this goes to shit.
Are you going there by yourself today then?
Taking a little trip to Madison.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I gotta think. I gotta think about it. I gotta
Fair
find some rituals first.
Ollie, do you want to go knocking on the umbral door?
I don't want to have to do anything
Yeah, me
that I'm
neither.
about to have to do.
Oh, thank God somebody else said it and it wasn't me. I don't want to do any of this.
Well,
just
we don't have a
want-
choice.
You always have
Just
a
want to
choice.
keep making things in the kitchen. That's what seems to bring me a little bit of solace and happiness these days. Is just fucking around in the kitchen. That's about it.
Yes.
Have the keys or information come through in the comic shop yet? Mathis?
About your ownership
acquiring
before?
it, yeah, and getting the keys for it officially.
Yeah, I would say if not this night, next couple
Great,
nights, it
perfect.
arrives basically.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do tonight.
Why don't we just chill tonight? Okay. There's a lot of information. We can just take a night and just chill at the bar. And then tomorrow we get to work.
I only know one person that has direct access to the Ivory Tower where they're holding the dagger.
Who?
Katie.
Okay, I was about to say the secretary. The sheriff. Yeah. Well, we'll put you on that one then,
I
Dakota.
don't want to do that. I just don't have a better way of getting in there without being seen. Unless Bella wants to hand it over.
We could try to get her on our side.
Oh, Bella's always on her own side. This is how she got in this predicament.
Okay. Don't worry about it right now. Let's just have a drink.
You know, I never thought it would be easier to say that it is easier to lead a pack of gangrel than it is to come back into this bar every night and just hear the new bit of information we have against this fucking La Sombra.
She's a plotter like that.
It's a lot. It is.
You know, I would like to reiterate the fact that we should let some of the La Sombra live just so that Gangrel can hunt them for a while when this is all done.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of La Sombra to hunt after all of this. I'm sure many of them are still Sabat, by the way. So
Good, even better. Those Gangrel haven't showed up, have they, Mathis? The Sabat Gangrel, have they showed up to the gather or made themselves known?
No, absolutely no.
That's okay.
No.
We'll have to hunt them when it's all over with anyways. If they can't show their face at a Gangrel gather, they can't stay.
Freedom fighters are still out there.
Well, they can freedom fight their way right up to our doorstep and introduce themselves. A little bit of class is all I'm asking for. Okay. What have you got for us, Ollie? What have you cooked up?
Something new. So I just wanted to try. You know, you wake up, you have these thoughts, and sometimes it's like, I gotta eat, but sometimes I think about being alive and eating. And I got a soft spot for sweet things. I got a bit of a sweet tooth. So I'm trying something. And it'll come out with like the little like bar bucket, not like buckets, but like the wicker baskets that have like the
put like bread and
wax
stuff
paper
in.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like 4 or 5 what looks to be deep fried balls, and he like sprinkles just a little bit of powdered sugar over the top of it.
Ooh.
It's like it's
blood.
Is this like a Zeppeli?
It's deep fried cake balls, and I just puffed it with raspberry jam.
Who's rousing the blood to taste it?
I love
Grant
deep fried
immediately
balls.
walks over. Oh, that looks delicious. And he reaches over with his grubby ass
Don't
little
know
hand.
that I should rouse. I don't know.
I
that I should.
preemptively did it, and I forgot that I was a hunger for.
Yeah, that's why
All right.
Dakota takes a moment before deciding if the rouse is worth it. But for Ollie, it always is.
I had no thought. I was just like, that looks good. Let's roll.
Fucking
I forgot that you were at hunger for, so that's great.
No wonder she's so sassy tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crap.
it was all the abyss shit. Or not abyss. Oh, well, but the premonition shit.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm now hungry in more ways than one. No.
What happens is you watch as she reaches for it and she grabs it and she actually eats it. You watch as she just sort of loses focus and her answers. You have to talk or say things a couple times. You've seen that 9,000 yard stare before.
Oh no.
The look of her trying really hard to stay in focus as the beast is coiling its way up your spine, desperate to take hold of your mind so it can go fucking feed the right way.
I mean, Grant is standing right there.
Oh, no.
Nothing's off the table for you right now with how hungry you are.
Oh no.
He's probably got that
Just thinking about
raspberry jam dripping down his very fat chin.
But I mean, Dakota and Ollie would obviously recognize that look as it's happened often and recently.
It yields bodies.
Yeah, it's always the cleanup that's the real problem.
Yeah.
Tends to. So do you want
So,
just
Ava, how are your jam balls?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing a carrot cake.
And the thing is, the jam looks like blood, just enough like blood that when you bite it, you almost wish you weren't tasting the jam, and you wish you had Vitae in your mouth.
Mine were very tasty. How were yours?
Maybe a cinnamon roll with a cream cheese icing. Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Not good. Sorry, Ollie.
It's not good.
I need something that isn't this jam-filled ball right now. I need something like that. And I point to Grant.
Oh, now? All right, I won't say no, but I'm just saying now.
Grant. I put like maybe a hand on his forehead to like hold him back a little bit. It's like, just okay, no. You don't want this, Ava. Why don't we go somewhere where you can properly feed? And in case things go...
you're hungry. Jesus Christ, I forget you get weird when you're hungry. No, I'll pass. Thank you. And he walks away.
Don't you have like somebody scrubbing floors or something, Ava? You could...
Yes. You know what? That sounds perfect right now. I'm going to go to that fine gentleman who's scrubbing the floors right now.
Bus boy is like 18 years old, first job.
I'm going to go and grab his neck.
He's out there working.
Scruff.
You grab
Poor guy.
Oh God, am I in trouble?
You're fired.
It's happening.
Oh God.
And I bring him to the back room, and I'm
fired, and he immediately starts to cry, and he's like, I don't know what I did. I'm so sorry. And he's like, you're bringing him to the back room. Ollie, Dakota, who goes with Ava to make sure?
I'm definitely gonna make sure she doesn't kill this child.
Into her back room, and you feed. Hunger, frenzy, resistance, please.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh my God.
All right, I critted. Let's go.
Yeah.
I always picture her hunger frenzies because she's a Toreador. She's not super strong. It's like a baby aggressively trying to kiss someone. Like,
So you're gonna feed down to 2 hunger.
Ooh.
If you take 4, he dies.
Okay. Great.
To your pleasant surprise, she stops herself. You don't have to step in.
While this is going on, I look at Grant and I was like, I thought you had a new girlfriend. You so willingly offered yourself to Ava.
Hey, nothing that we were exclusive yet.
Now, Ollie, I can enjoy one of your deep fried jam balls.
Looking into her eyes, it's maybe because you told me she's one of the Toreador things, right? It's like you look at her,
Toreador.
Like, Jesus Christ, like it's like an allure. I can't stop, probably because I'm not one of you.
Dakota thinks many things, such as you can't get a woman only if she mesmerizes you or puts you under a love spell. But I don't say that because that might totally crush his spirit. But I think it real hard.
Thinking a lot. The 2 of them come up the stairs.
I head back into the kitchen.
Yep.
Okay, now I can enjoy my night.
Do you actually take a night where you guys truly just relax? No, Dakota? No?
No. Are you joking? They just dumped like a 40-watt fucking shit ton of nuclear information on my lap.
The codes.
I was not able to get Cretius the last time, so it might be due time that I fill him in on some shit. My God.
Ava's sitting down. I feel better. Ollie's sitting down. He's like, great, we can enjoy our donuts. And you just see Dakota, like her eyes are darting back and forth. She's like not here mentally. You've seen that. You've seen that look many a time on Dakota. I'm
thinking for the batter, crushing some cornflakes and rolling that instead, as opposed to that might be good.
That does sound good. Dakota, you look a little tense.
I'm thinking.
You know when you told me to like get some hobbies outside of like
I have hobbies.
Saito? That's what we're doing. We're talking about our hobbies.
I'm sorry. Are you asking me to get a hobby outside of defeating Sybil? Because it has consumed my life for a decade plus. There is no such thing as a solid hobby outside of fucking figuring out how to end this sandwich.
But you told me I needed hobbies.
Hey. I told you needed a hobby away from Saito, your very toxic green velvet-wearing boyfriend.
It's been like 2 weeks. You have a skate date coming up.
fuck? Did I miss it?
I think it is in like, I don't remember
have
if
a
it's tonight
state
or
date.
tomorrow, but I already booked the place.
See, I have hobbies, Ava. I
Yes.
have a skate date with myself.
So you don't have to be so stressed looking and pressed. And
No, the stress is natural. It's a consequence of the information just dumped on me. Oh.
Why don't we go tonight? Why don't we press on him then? I'll bring, the guy's already been paid. It's already been covered. I'll bring him some of these.
I mean, I can just go, right? I don't have to. I could just go. I'm gonna take a walk on 4 wheels, and I'll be back. I need to think about some shit.
So she gets up from the booth, heads out back, or rather gets up from where she's sitting in the kitchen, heads out the back door, and goes for a walk around the block 900 times.
I need
or
to
skate around
I
the
need
block.
to feed.
Okay, good, go ahead. What's your hunger at?
3, but
Okay, so you're not at risk of frenzying, so go ahead.
I'm just gonna do a quick.
Yeah, you're doing it in your territory, so it's one easier.
Strength brawl here to
Two
just.
easier.
I can't see my fucking glasses.
Leaving
maybe with,
Ava
like-
and Ollie alone. Just
Maybe like a scoop of ice cream to go with it. I bet people would like that because, like, you know, I pipe it with
Oh.
cool jam on the inside, but it's like a hot ball, so it's the contrast.
a nice vanilla ice cream, like
Yeah.
vanilla bean.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
good.
I think so too. God, I miss being alive sometimes.
if
Yeah.
Penny was here.
Oh no, we would never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't found the right one yet, but I actually am trying to find like a banana bread recipe.
I
bet
hope
she'd
you
like that.
maybe prioritize that one so we can
You-
at least
okay.
keep Emmy at bay.
There's some divisive opinions on this. Do you think banana bread has to have walnuts?
I prefer walnuts, though I don't think it has to have walnuts,
Okay.
but that's just my preference.
I'm so glad Dakota's not there. This might have been the
Dakota would have some-
conversation. Walnuts? No, it is pecans only. 'Cause if I
Oh,
said pecan, yeah, we do.
pecans.
No, put your pecans on that banana bread. Fuck them walnuts.
Mm.
And then chocolate chips or nah?
Then I think it's a little too much, personally.
People love chocolate chips and bananas, though, right? Like that's a thing.
That's true. That is true.
I don't know. I'll play around with it.
You better make one soon so Emmy can not be up our
Yo,
asses.
how do you get? Do you remember the library that Dakota used to go to with the
With the
grandma,
old
the old
lady?
Yeah.
I
Girls know
remember.
things, right? They got I bet they got recipe books from way back in the day there.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Finding some old school banana bread recipe.
I just can't remember her name. I met her once. One time. I just can't remember her name.
Ask Dakota.
Nah, she had a lot on her mind. To hang out, she would have stuck around. Okay. All right. Are you gonna be around for a while? Are you sticking around?
I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna hit the Chantry.
Oh God. Good luck.
We need a way. We need a way to keep some shit fresh.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, you do that first and see if they can find a way to like, if you can like swindle maybe getting like the
Swindle?
blood.
Abraham Deuceable. You want me to swindle the leader of the Chantry?
Okay, negotiate. Negotiate
terminology.
with Regent Deuceable about maybe if you could find a way to preserve the heart and the blood, get a 2-for-1. That would be great. So I don't have to go talk to a Hakata.
Man, they just deal in a lot of favors.
If
Would you be
need-
willing to help me with whatever the favor is?
Yes, yes. Let me think. What could I give a Tremere? I mean, I could give them some of my blood. I don't know if that's a good thing, but at this point,
What if we promised a fancy dagger at the end of this all?
that might not be a bad idea. I mean, we would have to guarantee it doesn't get destroyed or something in this ritual, but
Okay, I mean,
We
can
could-
you write down what it is? Like, cause I don't. It's a.
What if
Yes,
they
as a
get
matter of
the
fact-
dagger? What if they get the dagger and Chalice
Yeah.
when it's done?
As a matter of fact, I'll draw it for you.
Yeah, just write down all the details, because I don't know enough about it. And or whomever, because the last time I went to talk to the leader of the Chantry, I got Sun Chi.
Yeah. Are you gonna just try to go straight to Deuceable?
I'm gonna try to bypass the problem that is Sun Chi. We're not in talking situation right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's a way you can get him by himself, but I'm pretty sure that they don't leave the Chantry very much.
I don't intend to leave the Chantry. I'll go there. If he wants to meet me in the lobby, that's fine or whatever. Wouldn't be my first time. I'll probably get both. I'm probably going to hit the library and the Chantry, and if I can squeak on by, maybe a couple of other things.
Do you want me to go with you?
It's gonna be a little busy. Hey, you could help me out. Maybe you head on by the library, see if you can find a thing, or if you got a thing for Tremere anyway. You wanna go talk to some blood wizards?
Yes, I love blood wizards.
I didn't think you'd be that excited, but okay.
I could potentially offer them like one of my premonitions or something, like my photography. I could tell, maybe we could do a little something if they want that. Although they're pretty well versed in seeing things also, so they might not care.
Do you really want the Tremere to know that you have premonitions?
At this point, I am willing to do whatever. If I need to sell my soul to the Tremere, I will do that. I kind of already did once, so.
All right.
Look, they're trying to get themselves back into Camarilla. Maybe we offer some. Oh, that's another good one. They're like kind of on the edge of the Camarilla. Maybe we like give them some like guarantee with. Well, they don't know about the Jackson thing yet, so just okay. All right,
let's just play it by ear.
Let's play it by ear. Okay,
yeah.
I'll join you.
Hey, Grant.
Yeah.
Hey, if Dakota shows back up, just tell her we ran out to get a book. I don't want her to panic. She seemed real stressed.
Okay.
So we'll be back. We're gonna get a book. I just don't know when she's gonna return. It might be tonight, might be tomorrow. Just figured I'd give you a heads up, and also leave Mac alone. Stop. Don't pester the guy.
So you're not gonna be back till tomorrow?
No, I'm hoping to be back like in an hour, but it could take a couple.
Well, you said she might not be back till tomorrow. Like I was gonna have to tell her if she didn't show up till tomorrow.
She's a grown-ass woman. She can come back when she wants to. I'm just saying if.
Yeah, but if she's here, but if you're here, why do I need to tell her tomorrow?
Never change, Grant. Never change. You are simply my favorite living thing. Third favorite.
Makes me sound like
third favorite
pet.
living thing. Oh, the first two might be.
You're
cool.
And then you leave?
Yeah.
Dakota's coming back, right?
I mean, I guess that's the plan.
You went out for a walk to clear
I
your
went
head.
out for a walk to clear my head, which has, in fact, for Dot, cleared her head as to what next steps are.
So as you step back in, maybe a few minutes later, you walk in and you see Greg. Hey, yeah, went out to get a book and we'll be back.
What book?
Don't.
They didn't tell you what book. Where are they getting it from?
You definitely overheard Ollie talking about like banana bread and cinnamon rolls and all kinds of stuff like
They were
that.
talking about food. I was cooking. They were talking about food, so probably something like that.
Why would they? He's going to get a cookbook?
Do not panic.
Grant, when you tell a woman to calm down and not panic when things are stressful, it's a surefire way to lose your tongue.
Okay. Please don't panic. It's a request now.
I will not panic.
Thank you.
Can you
That was
remember
Ollie's big thing. He just did not want you panicking.
anything else?
That's all they said. I'm going out to get a book. We'll be back. Tell her, make sure you tell her that. I don't want her to panic.
I hate this place. Do you
I just
ever
want to get a book.
wake up in the morning and just want to pack your shit and leave, Grant?
No.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. You're of no solace to me.
Are you breaking up with us? Are you leaving us?
Grant, I would have had to been doing something with you to break up with you.
You know what I mean. I was being a colloquial. It was like a
Don't choke.
Comparison.
Good job.
Why are you mad at me?
If they come back, tell them.
You broke up with them.
Yeah, tell them that, Grant. Oh, and make sure to remind them not to panic.
Don't panic. Got it.
Okay, perfect.
Why are you mean to me? I didn't do nothing. I'm just here cooking burgers.
Grant, I'm mean to you because the fact of the matter is you're like a walking punching bag when I'm not the punching bag.
You know what my therapist calls that? Projection.
Grant is always coming in with like the therapy talk.
I still recommend you should go see one. I've been seeing one for a few years. It's been great for me.
The last time they put me in therapy, I kind of killed her.
See that? You probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, probably not. But this is why I
There's
stopped
gotta be
going
like
to therapy.
a vampire therapist.
I have my own therapy, okay? It's called karate.
Is that beating up people who are weaker and mortal?
No, that is a different kind of therapy.
Yeah, bully.
Are you standing here judging me in your greasy apron?
Damn right I am now.
Grant, I gave you an opportunity to assure that I could give you more respect than the average kind. You turned it down. And left it to the fates. So now you have to continue cleaning, scrubbing, and cooking in this greasy kitchen until the fate of your future is left in the hand.
I got promoted. I'm reliable. And I have a girlfriend.
Well, don't hurt yourself.
Try not to. Gotta shake off.
You ever heard the higher you climb, the harder you fall?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Think about that.
Okay. And he genuinely looks a little confused.
Oh, Grant. Dakota can only think, you stupid fucker. All the things that you love have to go away when you want to become a kindred. Such a dick. I mean, what? I can't wait around here with you. I might actually kill you tonight. So I guess I'm going to go... Hearing that Ollie has gone out for a cookbook, Dakota is going to go back to her boat for something very specific. She's going to have to go find it.
Okay. She does. I imagine she leaves.
Yeah, she runs, she kind of goes back to the boat, she greets the dogs, kind of blah, blah, blah. She'll go down into the hold where she's got just mounds of book stacks. Some of them are her journals, right? Because we know she started journaling, and she kind of scurs through everything, finds a very old backpack from season 1, the original backpack, and goes through to find probably a somewhat lightly damp journal. Old, doesn't look anything like the clean kind of black book that she keeps now. And she slides out of it like a single, almost index size card. You can't really see what it is, but she puts it back in her pocket and closes it up and Scroochy pooches the dogs. And one time, Damien took Dakota to like a basketball court, like a place he hung out at in his off hours. I'm gonna just slip by there.
Sure.
Not stalkery or anything. Just gonna see if he's there.
You're like peering in the window.
Yeah. I just need to because if he's there, I might be able to kill two birds with one stone before they get back from their book run.
Sure. So my question, I guess, the other two then, is it you just seriously just going out, grabbing the book, and coming back?
No, we're gonna hit the Chantry.
Oh yeah, right, the Chantry. All right. So then we'll just focus on Dakota for now. Dakota, as you swing by and peer in, it's still early in the evening. He's not in there quite at the moment. However, you do know usually every evening he's got shit he has to do first before he goes and, does whatever he wants for himself. Are you willing to wait around for a little bit?
I mean, I guess so. If they're going to go to the library, like at this point, Dakota's like, cool, they're literally taking the night off. So she's convinced of it now.
Yeah, at some point you actually do see Damien swing by, though he's clearly not staying here to play a game. He's here swinging by, saying hello to a couple people, maybe some friends. But it does give you an opportunity to approach.
I'll just wait till he's done with business. Like, I'm not here to interrupt.
You put yourself kind of like out in front of the
I'll
front
put
door.
like pinned up outside the front door with my skateboard or something till he comes out.
After about 15-20 minutes, he comes back out. And after a minute he seems to double take to see it's you, that's you there. And he gives you a friendly nod, and he adjusts course to make his way over to you.
cool. I'm gonna look cool. I'm gonna stand there cool, like I'm gonna look
super
so
cool. Yeah, you want to go ahead and make me a
Damn it.
charisma persuasion, or no? Hang on, let me call for something else there.
Yeah, that it would have to be I mean, either way, it's the same fucking roll.
Charisma performance.
Great, perfect. It's the same roll.
Perfect.
Cool. You know what? I'm feeling good about myself.
Hey,
perfect. Well, yeah.
No hunger added.
What did we want? We wanted
charisma performance.
Oh, fuck me. So cool. I'm so cool. Look how cool I am. 3.
Hey, you did 3? You look natural. How do you post up, like leaning up against like the...
Yeah, I've learned that the skateboard is not a good prop because I fucked that up last time. Yep. Yeah, so I question as I hear his feet coming close, and I lean on the wall.
Yeah, and it takes you maybe a second, but you do so where it does not look unnatural. Okay, and as he approaches, he gives you, like you said, he kind of gives you a nod. Once he's within speaking distance, he's like, "Oh, didn't he expect to see you here, Dakota?"
Yeah, me either. I have I have a query.
Okay.
Say.
Have I ever heard you say that word?
Probably not. It's fine. Say, I have good information that there is a dangerous weapon being held inside the walls of the Ivory Tower.
He quickly kind of looks over his shoulders and then starts walking and kind of gives you like
I'll skip hop to kind of follow.
Yeah, he makes some distance and he goes after some maybe like 30 seconds of walking, and he's confident you're relatively alone. He goes he looks over and he says, you can continue. What the hell are you talking about?
Hypothetically speaking, for both of our sakes, let's say I have good information that there's an ancient dangerous weapon being held in the Ivory Tower. My personal want to acquire it for the safety of others is superseded by the laws of the Camarilla and that of the Ivory Tower. You, on the other hand, would want to assure the safety of the prince, which would be put at risk with it being housed there. Yes?
If this hypothetical thing you're talking about is in there without knowledge of the recognized government, then yeah, that's, I suppose, but I don't know where to begin to even find it. Do you have details on this thing? Who presented it? Who does it belong to? Is it blood magic?
Well, that's where things get tricky. I have good knowledge that it's there because I brought it there years ago. I handed it off to the prince. Unfortunately, it wasn't for a private collection, I guess you could say.
So this thing that's dangerous to the prince belongs to the prince?
Yes. It's not just a danger to her. It might be of danger to everyone.
Hey, see where you're going with it. The issue is getting to it. It's not going to be easy.
It's a good thing you're the sheriff.
Yeah, but I don't know blood magic. Things are going to be protected.
Probably. I took it to her in a box, so it could not be touched directly. Something like that should not just be available to anyone. And since
you know where it is, where it's being kept?
Mathis, the last time I saw it, it was in her room.
Yeah, it was in the office, her main office.
If it hasn't been moved, the last time I saw it, it was in her quarters. And even though the prince is the prince is not above the laws of the Camarilla. That sounds like a surefire need to do a search check. But you didn't hear it from me.
He takes a few moments, and you see the thoughts rattle around in his mind before he nods, giving you confirmation he heard what you said. I can't make any promises, but I'll try to lay eyes on this thing first. Make sure it's there.
Dagger, stone, carvings, engravings, all in it. Old. I promise you it will make everybody in the city safer if it was not in the Ivory Tower.
I'll need to wait till she calls on me.
Of course. I don't need to know any more details. Just consider this good information for the protection of the city.
Thank you. Genuinely.
And thank you for doing what nobody else really wants to.
Well, I have you.
Oh, yeah?
I know Jackson's interested in seeing you soon. Expect me or someone of his to be reaching out to you relatively soon with the day and time.
You know where to find me.
He reaches out and kind of just gives you like a friendly pat on the shoulder. Does your cool, calm, and collected demeanor?
Yeah, it's probably, I probably like give a little bit, you know, under the weight of it, just because, like, you know.
Yeah, and he smiles and he's like, "It's always good to see you."
Yeah,
and,
you too. Yeah, thumbs up. Good job. You're doing great. As the sheriff.
He pulls his hand from your shoulders as to walk away, and he nods. You are too. You are too.
It's not until he like rounds the corner that Dakota lets out an unnecessary like held breath. She's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. And you're gonna be making your way back to the bar?
Yeah, and I'll probably mutter as I turn around, "If you can't break the rules, break the rules."
And we'll fade to black and go on break here.
Oh.
And we'll be back in a few minutes here, as always. And we'll pick up with the visit to the Chantry with Ava and Ollie. Until then, everybody.
It's gonna be fine. Fine. It's gonna be fine. We'll be right back.
Hello,
We are
everybody.
back.
Yeah, welcome back from break. We're just gonna kind of dive right back in. So if you don't mind us, we're gonna pick up over by the Chantry. You took the van, you said, the two of you. Is there, before, as always, is there any conversation Ava and Ollie want to have in the vehicle before we approach the Chantry itself?
I don't think so. I think a lot of the conversation happened just before.
Yep.
Ava as well? Okay.
Yep.
For you, this is a familiar sight, Ollie. Even Ava, you've been here. What? You were there with Sun Chi. Have you ever directly been to the Chantry, Ava? In the 3 seasons? You may have. But
I think I might have, yes.
That was before Deucible was in charge.
Yes.
Right. So as you all, as the car parks and you approach, the plan here is to remind me, you're looking to get the vial, correct? That's the deal. That's what you want. You're trying to get a vial that can hold the blood, Ollie. That's what you're here for
Yeah, and
specifically?
if it seems feasible and it's a quick ordeal, then maybe we make mention of what it might take to acquire a box. You
Yes.
know,
Gotcha.
roughly heart-sized.
Mm-hmm.
So a way to preserve a heart, if the Tremere are capable of doing that.
Sure. So as the van
Yes.
pulls in front of a rather nondescript building, its brick facade blending seamlessly into the landscape of Bridgeport, which is the part of Chicago you're in. Tonight is a cold one. The weather outside is damp as summer begins to slow, because we're ending summer now, right? In game, it's been summer for a bit now. We're moving our way into fall at this point. And you can feel the weather changing on your skin as you stepping outside of the bar and finally being, kind of away from the inner city for a little bit, or the other part of the inner city, rather. As you step out of the van into that biting wind tugging at your clothing, you stand in front of the Tremere Chantry, or at least what your sources have told you is the Tremere Chantry. As every time you approach this place, even you, Ollie, you question yourself. It's a boring, plain-looking building, and you probably suspect some magic at play to make you question if this is actually it, or am I getting the building wrong? It's always a little uncertain feeling.
So is it this one or the? No, it's got to be that one. Yeah, I think it's that one.
And as you approach, you feel the chill kind of still biting at you. There are no obvious signs of this building's true purpose. No arcane symbols, no wards that would portray its magical nature to anybody who wouldn't know. But as you get close, a faint hum of power seems to emanate from the very wall, something only your kindred senses could truly pick up on. And as you approach a heavy oaken door, I imagine the two of you look over to each other, and who knocks? Is it Ollie? You're just stepping forward and dropping the knock?
Yeah.
Ollie steps back. Hey, are you, last time you stayed back into the car, are you
did.
like with Ollie this time around?
Yeah, I'd probably just be right up next to Ollie for this.
Yeah. You knock on the knocker, and the echo of the knocks kind of ripple through the empty street behind you. A sharp rap that pierces like almost a veil of secrecy around the Chantry. After you knock, you're certain this is the correct building, and that confusion disappears. And as before, many times, Ollie, a few moments of silence seem to stretch out with anticipation before eventually the door creaks open just a few inches, revealing a dim hallway illuminated by some flickering candlelight, and a figure emerges around the corner obscured by a cowl, simply saying, "State your business."
We were seeking, ideally audience with potentially the regent, but I can imagine they might be properly busy. We're just hoping to speak with someone that's not Sun Chi.
There's a moment where the figure seems to look you up and down, and over at Ava as well, seemingly not very subtly assessing you. And there's a few moments of silence before they eventually break in. "I'm authorized to speak on behalf of the Chantry. What do you want?"
We were looking to acquire something. I can't even pretend to admit that I understand how much of any of it works. My clan doesn't dabble in stuff like that much. But we were trying to find a vial, something that can keep kindred blood fresh without ashing.
Another few beats of silence before, while he doesn't break eye contact with you before he says, "Yeah, very well. You can enter, but be warned. The Chantry is not a place for the unwary. Tread carefully and speak only when spoken to, lest you face punishment, understood?"
Understood. No funny stuff.
He steps aside, pulls the door open further, and with a gesture, allows you to enter the dimly lit hallway that was on the other side. Ava steps in as well, and as the door closes behind the both of you with a heavy thud, sealing you in this bizarre building, all of the distant cityscape sounds, unlike any other building, Ollie, again, you're more used to this, goes completely silent. You do not hear muted cars. You do not hear honking or sirens or chatter. It's true silence in this building. And the figure wordlessly leads you on down the hallway, deeper into the chantry, the flickering candlelight casting long dancing shadows on walls that become stone walls, which is oddly you've seen before, that the inside of this place seems to never be the same twice since you've come in here. And bits of it seem to have ancient structure to it, like stone walls. The scent of old parchment pierces the air if you decide to take a breath in. And you can actually see incense burning in small little corners of the hallway or little rooms that you pass that you don't seem to be walking toward. And after a long winding journey through dimly lit corridors, seemingly hidden passages, you're ushered into a small, dimly lit chamber, barren of furniture. The walls, however, are lined with shelves filled with weird artifacts, books. You see the spines of the books adorned with cryptic symbols that you just don't understand. And a single high-backed chair faces you where the figure sits and crosses their legs and gives you another gesture. Speak. More detail.
We wanted to acquire a vial that can house kindred blood without ashing.
And you come to us?
I am aware that this isn't too foreign. It wouldn't exactly be my first dealings with Tremere.
He nods and, doesn't let the silence linger out too much on this one. Oh, yeah, such things like that exist. But understand that these things are closely guarded secrets of the Chantry. What the hell does your coterie want with something like that in the first place?
Well, we want to keep blood from ashing.
Very astute.
Right.
Why? Blood of kindred holds power, unknowable to those who are not trained in the arts.
Let's just say I'm trying to move my blood to someone. They are far enough away, and I can't be there.
You may make me a deception.
Only partially alive.
Manipulation.
It's only partially alive.
It's not his
Subterfuge?
blood, not Ollie's blood. Yeah, it'd be manipulation subterfuge, correct?
Okay.
And
It's
Ava,
not great
if you
for
went,
me.
does Ava kind of just sit back and like watch, or do you chime in at all?
I
0 successes.
oh boy.
No, that's fine. Hang on. Ava doesn't say anything.
Yeah, Ava
He
doesn't say
leans
anything.
back. He leans back in the chair. His arms rest on the armrest, and you can hear the creaking of the wooden chair. His
Just
legs
hard
uncross.
cells.
His legs uncross, and he keeps his fingers interlaced. You have your secrets. I understand. All kindred do. And you have to make me a guarantee none of the traditions will be broken with the use of said kindred vitae.
And what tradition might be broken with kindred vitae?
Are you going to kill this individual for their blood?
Well, that's not the hope. We don't
He kind
intend
of like
to
makes
kill
an
anyone.
open air gesture. You should know the 6 traditions.
We're aware.
Yes.
We're aware. But if we intended on killing them, why would we want to keep their blood safe?
Because once they're done, their blood can't be attained by anybody else other than the person with a vial of their blood.
Let it be known we are upstanding members of the Camarilla, and we do not intend to break any of the 6 traditions.
He kind of waves a bit, and you hear him a slight light chuckle. Yes, the loud ones. Your reputation precedes you.
Listen, we're on the up and up. Yeah, we might do some things that are underhanded, but generally it's for the best. And I don't just mean for the Camarilla. I mean the best for kindred.
I'm intrigued by your request. And even open to such a thing, but things are like that are not given lightly.
And
do
we
you
expect a
offer?
fee. Well, that's interesting, because I know that nothing comes free. We have some things that we could offer, and given that you accept a low ball, we might have a high ball offer if you can raise it from a vial to a box.
A box to hold.
Let's say an organ.
Kindred.
What you're seeking are not mere trinkets, friends.
Okay.
These
No,
aren't
no.
easily bartered for baubles and favors. The vials, perhaps. But you're asking for something that is a culmination of centuries of knowledge and experimentation, a testament to our mastery over
Yes.
blood magic.
Yes, the true masters of blood magic, might I add, the Tremere,
Which is precisely why we've come to you.
above any other clan that may dabble in it.
But a box to maintain an organ of a kindred is something much more complicated than a vial that can hold vitae.
We are aware this is no mere request of the Chantry, so we are willing to offer up our own aid and things that might be needed of the Chantry in exchange for this.
We get it. Right, we get it. You guys are blood masters. You've studied these arts far longer than many people ever have. I'm not here to butter you up. I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm just here to make this ask and make a trade that you find viable and useful not only to yourself, but to the Chantry and potentially Mr. Deuceable himself. We have some things that might fall into the room and round of relics. We got a couple of things. I'm going to say some buzzwords. You tell me what spikes an interest with you. What's that dagger again?
It is a ancient dagger of meteorites.
Meteoric iron.
Meteoric iron.
There's
from
one.
Ancient.
The second
era.
is we have some of the belongings of a late Saito that was a member of the Chantry himself.
Traitorous bastard, I know the name.
And additionally, I may have access to a fire that doesn't burn kindred, but that keeps all the Sombra away.
Do you tie that? Is that you saying Saito? You brought up Saito, and then you brought up the fire. Are you tying Saito to the fire?
I'm seeing what buzzwords I just said hit him in a way that is like, oh yeah,
Saito
that's...
immediately took
presenting options.
Before even you get to the fire, the anger and the disdain in his voice when it comes to Saito is greater than anything that he's spoken of so far. What do you have of the traitorous bastard that he stole from the Chantry and the pyramid?
Well, I happen to have an understanding that he has left quite a few caches hidden around Chicago, and we have stumbled upon more than a few of them because he ran tightly with the loud ones for a while.
He nods, and then he looks over to Ava. One specific one of you, anyway.
Well, let's not get it twisted, Mr. What do we call you by?
Just call me Mr. No One. Easier that way.
All right, mister. You may not have any of his things, but another one of you from the Chantry does. We were working with her for a while until she got real batshit crazy. She goes by Sun Chi.
He rolls his eyes when you say that. Yeah, I'm aware of Sun Chi. Deucible's. It's Deucible's responsibility, not mine.
Yeah, well.
What do you have of Saito's that you can provide to us now?
Anything that we provide to you, I'm aware that you would be able to track it all on your own without my assistance.
He kind of like furrows his brow a bit. So you have nothing of his?
Oh, we've got plenty. The problem is if I give you one piece, you'll be able to find all the rest, and I'd much rather trickle drip it in, like an IV drop of blood.
You're making the assumption that everything that belonged to Saito was valuable or useful in any way.
Oh no, there's no assumption. I see just how pissed off it makes every one of you. I know it's valuable. If you were alive, you'd be red in the face.
He takes a minute and then leans back. It seems that air of frustration seems to give way. I'll make you an offer, and you can decide whether to take it or not.
I'm listening.
You provide to us whatever you have of Saito's. We determine what is Chantry property that was illegally removed, and we'll provide you with the things you ask, a vial and a box that can preserve such things. However, if you do not, the Chantry will take action and send its own group to take what belongs to them under the rightful law of the prince and the city. And we'll go from there. I appreciate you letting me know you have things of Saito with that bastard of a betrayers. He's taken too many things from the Chantry.
I have a counteroffer.
I'm entertained to listen.
I like where you're going with it. It's viable, it's feasible. We happen to have a book of rituals written by him, and we can't make a lick of one bit of it, really. But that's what Sun Chi was after. Something about whispers and things controlling her or something. I don't know, I couldn't fucking care less. But I'd be happy to get you this book of rituals that he carried around with him like a fucking coat of arms or armor. I'll get you his book, but we not only keep the vial, but we keep the box.
There's no hesitation. Deal.
Give us a week. We'll be back. If it goes faster, a few more days. And if you don't answer the door, should I just be asking for Mr. No One?
Ask for Deuceable. Let him know why you're here.
Okay.
He stands up, and you get finally a good look at the guy's face. And he actually is just an older gentleman who, keeps his face kind of obscured from shadows, but eventually does, if the conversation ends, is going to lead you to the front door.
I'll walk.
Yeah. And as you lead the both of you out, he simply says, 1 week. And it's Tuesday, we'll say? Next Tuesday, we will expect you.
As soon as I get to the van, I look to Ava and I say, we need to get to a Kinko's so that you can Xerox the whole fucking book. You
when
have
you get in
his
the car,
ring.
does Ava decompress immediately?
You not only have his ring, but you have a key to him.
Yes, I know. It's fine. I am willing to give this book up, okay? Like, we've got what we needed from the book. It's
got
all
what
in
we
Nelson's little brain.
It is.
So I am fine to give up the book. I'm just worried if the Tremere have it, how long is it going to take for them to decipher this ritual? And then they're going to have the ritual. Maybe it won't matter because the world will save the end of the world may or may not happen anyway. So maybe it doesn't matter.
Whether win or lose, right? And you know what? Now they know you as more than just a problem in Saito's ex-girlfriend. They got you on eyes. And now if you come to the door, they might be willing to work with you.
Yeah, I guess they really are invested in the stuff Saito did. So
he pissed a lot of people off. I know he meant a lot to you, but he pissed a lot of people off. They want his shit. It's not Saito. It's just stuff.
Yes, it's just stuff. It's just stuff. We will give what we will give the book. This is very important. This is very important.
You want to copy it?
Yes, I do want to copy it.
All right.
Though I don't know if there's some secret blood shit that freaking copy machine is not gonna transfer over.
Or you could do the
fine.
shit that Zach did and just handwrite it.
I think I might do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it real quick. That was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Let's zip over to the library and find some cookbooks.
Yes.
For what it's worth, I think Dakota is going to be fucking thrilled.
I think she will be very
for her.
Yes.
The book is gone. We got a heart box and a blood vial. That's a big fucking W.
Yes, and I just have to fake breathe and it'll be okay.
This is all right. This is a win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a win.
And he drives.
Yeah. So
Ollie's
do you have the book on you, or is it at the bar?
The Saito's book
Or is it with Nelson?
Is with Nelson still.
They to swing by the theater.
Yeah,
Sure.
so I'll have to get it from him.
You walk in on him eating a piece of cheesecake, not the one you sent him with, a piece from the movie theater. But I imagine it's a very quick conversation. I'm not going to be Josh. The book is handed over to Ava. And you make your way out. You go to a Kinko's, you said?
We try it. We Xerox a page.
You can try to Xerox a page. As you Xerox a page,
There'd be a Xerox machine at the library, like a public one. There always is.
Oh yeah, you can just.
We do want to go to the
Yeah,
library.
we
Yeah.
Yeah. As you Xerox the page, it is Xeroxing something, and you get excited. You flip the page over, And what you actually see, instead of whatever page you photocopied, is City Council approves new zoning regulation for Bridgeport Industrial District, Chicago, Illinois, April 15th, 1992, in a late night session marked by contentious debate of procedural wrangling and security. And it's a giant article just about a zoning rights that were allowed.
As I would have suspected, of course, this wouldn't be that easy. No, Saito had plans on plans on plans. So I will just handwrite this then. I buy myself a cute journal at the stationery store, and I'm going to just make my own Saito journal.
Okay.
I'm going to be busy for the next week.
Absolutely. So do you do that? Are you doing that tonight? Like you get to the bar and that's what you want to start doing at the.
I'm going to start. You'll see Ava furiously transferring notes.
Walk in, Dakota's back by now, I imagine, at this point. Yeah. So you actually walk in, and Dakota, when you got back, they weren't back yet. But they get back real close to when you get back. Like you've been in the bar for 5 minutes, and they're up right behind you. You've all been gone for like maybe an hour and a half total.
Fast.
Yeah, it was very quick for both of you. Grant was like, hey, Red, and you talking to him for a little bit, and you probably hate him, and they're mad at him, and then the other two walk in, and he's like, oh, hey, no one has to panic. Fantastic. I'm going back to work and letting this off of my shoulders. See, I am not in charge of your emotions. This is a boundary. See, I'm learning.
How is that?
Dakota's mad at me because I told her not to panic because you guys went to
I'm
go get a
not
book, okay?
mad at anyone unless you continue babbling.
Okay, quick, but before you go back to making burgers, 1 out of 5 on the balls.
Oh, those are 5 out of 5. Ooh,
You think so?
I love them. You
Should
look
we put
over,
on the
they're
menu?
gone. They're gone.
Yeah, yay or nay on the menu? Yeah. What do you think?
God, I want to say yay because I can have them every day. But if I say yay, it means they're going to be really popular and I'm going to be fucking working double time.
I mean, I can pre-prep them. They're not hard.
All right, yay.
Okay, cool.
And he goes off to grill.
That honestly makes Ollie very happy. Like, he doesn't get to make burgers much anymore. It's just like by request. So now he gets to just, while he's talking to everybody, just rolling up these little...
Immediately get to work. Yeah. All 3 of you come together.
Did you get your books?
3 books, and they are all very, very old. Like, oh man, probably early 1900s cookbooks on confectionery and things like that. Yeah, if I'm trying to...
Ava, did you get your book?
I have a new notebook because I will be transferring notes from Saito's journal to this journal.
Oh yeah, we made a second stop.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, the shoe has to come down, okay? I'm sorry. I like to stay busy. I don't have
I knew in my heart of unbeating hearts that there was no way you were just going to a bookstore.
Well, we kind of did, actually. We made an agreement over a book, and
we went to
we
went to
did,
the bookstore, the
it went
Tremere Chantry.
It
really
doesn't count
well.
as a store if you don't get anything out of it.
Well, okay. Hear us out before you see red flags. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the bad news first, which is we made a deal. That's really the worst
With
of
the
it.
Tremere?
Yeah.
Okay.
The good news. Ava is about to no longer be the owner of this goddamn book.
We're getting rid of it?
Not only are we getting rid of it, we're getting a vial that prevents kindred blood from ashing, and a box that will prevent kindred organs from decomposing and ashing.
Okay, that is really good news. Okay, what else are we?
Yes.
This is like spring cleaning. What else are we getting rid of? Are you giving them the ring?
No.
Oh, damn.
No, it's just the book. That's why we got this it's like she likes this new notebook. She's gonna copy it all down.
We have to deliver this book in a week.
We have a week.
You have the opportunity to just cut the cable, Ava, and you can't do it, can you?
We don't know if there's something we still might need from this book, and we're about to give it to the hands of the people.
We just sent Nelson into the hedge for nigh on a year in actual time to decipher that fucking book, to get us a ritual that is more complicated than any recipe in the books in which Ollie has just acquired.
You look over at one, the top one's just called The New Woman's Culinary Companion, a modern guide to efficient cookery for the busy household.
The
I'm very excited about this.
reason that we sent Nelson into the hedge was to decipher this book because we couldn't. I think we have done that. You could free yourself of the burden of carrying it around.
This is a fallback, just in case. Okay? This is a just in case. Just in case. So, but
Just over
you
the top
should
and just see Ollie's eyes like,
look. This was a good deal. Let's not
it's a win.
let's not sit on it anymore.
Definitely
Okay?
not for a week. While it's going to take you that long to copy it over.
Yeah. No kidding.
Can't even read his handwriting. It's bad handwriting.
He is a doctor. They don't have very good handwriting, but I know I can figure it out.
Is that where the conversation just kind of dies there? And does Ava walk off?
I feel like it's been a very good night. I successfully made a new dessert for the pub. I organized getting rid of one problem and figured out how to solve 2 other problems.
Ollie did do pretty good with the negotiating.
I'm really impressed.
He
My
came in
shoulders
hard.
weren't so big, I would pat myself on the back.
I do it.
I lean into it.
Ava, you do you stay in the kitchen or do you go to the booth?
I'll go to the booth.
Okay. So you slide into the booth and you just get to work. And
Yep.
you takes you probably like a couple minutes to copy down that first page. Are you like to the not to the letter, but like making sure, is there anything I should know about the way you're copying? Or are you trying to keep it as faithful to Saito's handwriting or Saito's notes and Nelson's notes as possible?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it as faithful as I can.
So you write down the first page. It's not hard to keep it faithful. I'm not going to make you make a roll. You have the book right there. And as you look over and you write that last word and you look over and like make sure, as you look over to the page you just copied, you watch as it bursts into flame. And all you have now is the page you copied.
How's it going, Ava?
You hear Ava scream, no! from across the bar.
Dakota goes, how's it go? And you hear, oh, God. Oh, God, is something in the book killer? Is she alive? Ava! And Grant comes flying out from the fucking behind the kitchen.
God damn it, Saito. He thought of everything.
God, why did I even bother?
Let go, Ava.
He made sure. I'm yelling across the bar.
Okay, so
I'm
you
just.
get the curtain open.
He made sure.
Across a busy bar.
He made sure this book could not be copied in any way whatsoever. So I can't even copy it.
I look at all the patrons and I make the gesture like she's had a little too much to drink. Yeah. And it's like, it's okay. Just, go back to your,
Just like at the bench, still
Jocelyn,
like
one of the regulars,
still
just
rolling
like the disappointed head shake.
rolling the balls in my hand, like putting down. Remember, it's just stuff. Nelson's already got it all. It's just stuff.
I guess I have to say goodbye then to this. I take the page that I copied and like put it in the book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it.
I come over and I close the curtain as I slide into the booth with Ava. I come scooch in, and I'm here to listen to you bitch about this book problem.
I'm gonna try one last thing, and I just want to see if it works or what happens. But
I love just one last thing from Ava.
I'm gonna take my camera and take a photo of some of the pages. Just one last thing. And we'll see what happens.
So what do you do? Like, so Dakota slides in, she puts her arm around you, and like you said, she's what Dakota says, but do you just like cut her off and you're like, I just gotta try one last thing?
Yeah, exactly that.
Dakota, do you get up and go get it out of the kitchen? It's not like on your neck at this point. Ollie, she walks in, you watch her like kind of scrounge in her bag for a minute, see the camera get pulled out. She walks off, gets back into the booth. Does either of you say anything or attempt to stop her or no?
No.
I'm gonna just sit in the booth and watch this happen.
Okay. So you just aim it down at the one you copied or a different page? Like,
A different page. I'll try an actual page in the book.
And you aim your camera down, get a good frame, and click me as it starts printing out the photo. And now you have to wait a couple minutes here as the world didn't end at the very least.
while you flap that photo about, consider this, Ava. All of this book, all the measures he's taken to assure it can't get copied, is a sure sign from the universe that you didn't buy that journal tonight to put Saito's bullshit in it. You bought it for you. So what if you don't put his bullshit in it and you put your bullshit in it?
So I write my own manifesto.
Dakota slides out of the booth and she goes over to what I imagine is like a crate of Emmy's crafting shit that is now like behind the bar. And I dig through till I find like an Elmer's glue stick. And I come over and I sit down in the booth and I undo the cap kind of vigorously and I rub this purple fucking glue all over the back of this photo and I slam it down in the book and I was like, photojournal.
You know, that actually sounds kind of fun.
Oh, praise God. You keep the glue stick. Consider this yours. And then I look, did the photo take? I'll look with Ava.
As the photo clears up, what you see is you think you see the edges of the book, but a giant, clearly Saito's hand giving the middle finger right up to the lens.
And look, this is the first picture in your new picture journal to remind you why you're moving on.
You know what? That's a great idea, Dakota. She takes some Elmer's glue and slaps it on the back, slaps it right in the journal. And she closes Saito's book, slides it across the table.
And I'm going to take it. And I'm going to...
Is there a moment where you're like, your fingers don't quite let go of the book?
Yeah. You see her long nails just clawing into it for a second.
And I'll tuck it in the back of my pants. And I was like, just think, you still have the ring. This is going to be good for you, Ava. It's going to be good for you.
This is goodbye.
Start taking pictures, huh? Okay. I slide out of the booth and I come across and I hand the book to Ollie because obviously he's made the deal. Yep. So like
he's like rolling up his 9th donut ball, filling it with raspberry jam.
It's gonna get a little jam on the book.
Is like put on the table in front of you, Ollie.
Just for a little gift for the Tremere. Get a little
you should
jelly.
Probably do something with this. Or she's gonna take it back.
You want me to take it tonight?
Have they come through on their half of the deal? It seems like a bad idea.
I told them it could come through early.
Oh, it's more than a little early.
Yeah.
Give it a night. There's no reason to rush it. Make them sweat it a little bit. Make sure they're actually working on it.
All right.
And I think you'll get more. You should have this. And I like reach in my pants and I'll pull out the card I removed from the book at the boat and I'll kind of set it on top of Saito's journals and kind of slide it all over to Ollie. And it is a recipe card. Old. Like you would put in like a recipe Rolodex. Like you used to have it like diners or those kind of things, like a really, really old one.
My grandma used to have one of those.
Yes.
What's this?
It's a recipe. I think you would like it. Had it for a long time. And you can see it's got like a diner logo at the top for some diner in North Dakota or whatever. But it's a handwritten. It's not Dakota's writing. You probably know Dakota's writing well by this time. It's not her handwriting, but she kind of just slides it over and she says, it's not like I'm ever going to make it. So you should have it.
What do I see when I look down at it?
It's a recipe for what we would consider like the best diner apple pie. It's like a homemade recipe for apple pie.
Ooh.
Need to get some apples.
Yeah, you do that. Just don't lose it, okay?
I won't.
Cool. Yeah, don't lose the book either. That's important. Yeah. And Dakota kind of awkwardly walk away and she's like, Grant! I need beer!
What? Whoa! Jesus! Talk to Mac, not me.
I don't like it when I like your beers for peeling. Just come serve me a fucking beer.
Oh, God. Okay. And he walks out and grabs you a fucking beer and he pats Mac on the back. Excuse me. All right. My beers are tastier. And he grabs it.
Which I never open or drink.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And he brings you one. There. Jesus Christ. You done a temper tantrum?
Thank you. Yes, I feel better. And I start that like squeaking process of nail to glass.
And starts picking away at it. Does the coterie do anything else for the evening? Is it a night? Did it actually turn into a night of taking it easy?
Well, I did something too while you were visiting the library.
All right.
I informed the sheriff that there may be a dangerous weapon hidden in the prince's quarters. By all technicality, endangering both everyone in the Ivory Tower and the city at large. Seems like a good reason for him to have to go look for it.
All right. I see where you're at. That's smooth. What's he, what grounds is he gonna get from taking it from the prince, though?
Well, if it does, and is in fact dangerous, warding and all of that, he'll have no choice but to confiscate it, or at least take it off the property of the Ivy Tower, making it much easier for us to acquire. It's like calling in a bomb threat. They have to remove it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Look, just use their rules against him. A weapon of that kind, with unknown abilities being hidden in the prince's quarters, is breaking some Camarilla rule somewhere, no doubt. Keep it off Ivory Tower, but if they're hiding it there now, they could have already moved him. He could be really fucked, but it's at least worth allowing Damien to investigate. Plus, he can get in the prince's quarters a lot easier than any of us.
That's fair. Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say it. I mean, that's his job, right? Why would we take up the responsibility when it is his job to keep the Ivory Tower and all of its inhabitants safe?
That's a good call. I mean, that's clean. Let's just hope that he pulls it off.
You know, I think we work too hard, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest. We work way too fucking hard. We take on the brunt force of unnecessary things when there are cogs in the system and which technically can do it for us.
He's nodding along, but he has cake on his hands. Like, yeah, we do work too hard.
Yeah. How's it going, Ava?
I didn't know. Are you still behind the curtain in the?
Ava's still like in the corner, crafting now in her journal.
Okay.
Hey, you wanna push your luck? We've had a pretty successful night. Wouldn't be a night if we didn't get into some trouble.
Sometimes
Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah.
Hey, look, we have talked for years, right? Years, about attaching someone to the bottom of your boat. You know, grave offenders.
Yeah, do you have somebody in mind?
I think the best time to strike is when it's unbeknownst to them. Maybe we pay Rabbi Basaris a visit.
I'm not really one for synagogue. I don't even know if they'd let me in the door. Look at me.
I mean, he's a kindred too. It's not exactly gonna hurt us. But if all else fails, I imagine he's gonna step out at some point.
You really want to start kidnapping La Sombra now? Before we handle Vitel?
I think we've already handled quite a few La Sombra in the city. She's not gonna wait to move. It's either that, or you help me pay a visit to a very lonely and sad woman.
Who?
I think I got a line in with someone who was wronged, and you need the tears of an innocent.
Yes.
And I can't think of anyone who was more hurt by this than the woman who adopted Rowan.
You
Because
think
she
you're gonna
lost
get
us.
Layla to cry?
No, the fetch.
To fetch cry?
No, the woman who adopted Rowan is not a fetch.
Is she still alive?
Yeah,
Is that who was it that adopted Rowan?
It was a family under the watch of the Camarilla.
Okay.
They were
the dad
watching-
died, I think, in the accident. I'm trying to remember that whole.
yes.
I know it was
She
Jack-
lost her son and her husband.
Yeah.
In the car crash Dakota caused, right?
Yeah, I knew Dakota caused it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think my face is really going to be welcome there.
She's not going to know your face.
Wasn't she there the night that they left to take me home? Because he didn't want me walking at night?
No, I thought
man, I don't remember.
It was like an accident and you had to get to a hospital.
I caused the accident because I showed up to get information and it didn't go well and they wouldn't let me leave because they thought I was a teenager too late on the streets of Chicago.
I don't remember if the mom was there.
Oh, I remember that vividly. That was 2 innocent first kills by Dakota.
Well,
I would think that if I showed up, she'd definitely cry.
yeah, she'd probably cry.
You would say that she was wronged by Sybil?
I think directly and or indirectly, because of Sybil, this happened.
It could, that could technically.
How are you gonna get her to cry?
How if I just...
When she discovers that I was Rowan's father.
Oh, fuck. Well, do you need emotional support? Because I really think my presence
also counts too.
What'd you say?
Ava counts too.
We have a lot of people wronged by Sybil. I mean,
we have a lot of people wronged by Sybil, but how many of them are innocent?
Innocent. I wouldn't call myself innocent, nor Bella.
Okay.
Pretty complicit most of the time.
Yeah, I've killed a lot of people, young people too.
Okay,
so
well,
I wouldn't call myself very innocent.
I like this new Ava, freed from the burden of pages in a bind. Okay, so I don't know. Do you want me to come with you? Is that what you're asking?
I could make them cry.
Wow, that took a dark turn.
I have a pretty nasty gaze that I can give people, and it makes them really fearful. I did it to Ollie once.
What? Okay, let's make a list of all the people, innocents, that would have been wronged. There have to be innocent kindred, right?
The orphan.
The orphan.
The one who's still alive. That threatened me.
The one I locked in the refrigerator? Oh no, that was his brother. I mean, I didn't lock a child in a refrigerator and tell them about that.
We aren't considered innocent
That
the moment that we feed on other life, the moment that we take blood from another person, we are no longer innocent. We're complicit with these lives.
So you're saying that the orphan would not be innocent?
Maybe. I have to think it's a stretch. I don't know too many people that I would consider innocent.
It's very ambiguous, honestly. But let's just reread what Nelson gave us. So, tears shed by those who have suffered under Sybil's influence, representing pain and sorrow she's inflicted upon the world.
Influence.
So, it could mean innocent, like innocent against her. It doesn't need to mean like innocent in life. This is very ambiguous.
Welcome to blood magic.
Well, okay, let's look at the recipe at large, right? One part of this is the blood of somebody that's deeply dedicated to her, and the other needs to be the tears of somebody that was deeply wronged by her. It really does make me feel like maybe it needs to be a kindred who was wronged by her.
Do kindred tears also dissolve into dust?
But I mean, but the good news, we have a vial for that.
That's true. We could keep it in the vial.
And if I'm all about breaking the rules tonight, or at least using the rules to my advantage. If the box holds both an organ and another vial, does the blood inside that vial then qualify underneath the box's space and therefore is technically preserved?
I'll be real. I feel like we're stretching the stretch.
Stretching the stretch? You're talking about showing up at this old woman's poorhouse in which I indirectly killed her family.
Then let me go.
Yeah, you should go on this one.
She's an innocent that was afflicted by this. She's going to cry. And if she's some stoic badass bitch, then I can really tough nut up and say some mean things. That'll make her mad, but she'll still cry.
And what, you're gonna hold her down and scoop her weeps into a vial?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but
Okay.
I just gotta get the tiers. Once the waterworks start moving, can worry about the rest. Maybe Ava, maybe it's
I was going to
maybe
say, do you
you
want
would
me
be
to?
useful. Like this would be a strong point for you.
Yes, I can make her put her tears in a vial very easily once you make her cry.
Wow.
Gotta do. We gotta do.
I'm not here to stop you. I'm gonna just hang out. We're gonna be contacted by Jackson soon.
Oh,
We are.
Yeah, that's what Damien said.
Oh.
Maybe I should go visit Gracious. I checked
Yeah.
the time to see like if he's out of his late night classes. Like
It's still,
Dakota knows that he
oh,
does
no, it's
not
late.
like her showing up to his classes now because she's just a problem. Okay, yeah, I'll scoot over to the college and see if I can get Gracious's ear. I still have to return a book. Look at us.
man, if we just had Emmy, this would have be a lot shorter. I wouldn't even have to go in and do this because she could just walk in and be like, cry, and they would do that.
We made it
That's
a long
true.
time without Emmy.
I know. But you said yourself, we work too hard. It would be nice to just snap our fingers and have the thing that we need, right? It's not going to stop me from putting in the legwork. It's neat. Well,
Don't get caught. Don't die. Please.
I won't. I got to make an apple pie first, at least.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I pack my books up and like push it back.
Yeah.
I slide the unopened beer with the label half peeled back down the bar, and I will, I guess, hit the skateboard and head over to the college.
Ava, are you going with Ollie?
Yeah, I'll go with Ollie so that I can get the tears more easy. I'll
So
grab a vial.
okay, yeah, you guys could get like anything basically. You can just grab whatever to put it in as long as it's got a seal on it.
Yep.
And you make your way over to that house. Sorry, Dakota, you're going to see Cretius, right?
Yeah, I
now.
guess I'll just scoot over to the college, and I didn't catch him the last time. I'll try to catch him this time.
We'll start at the college this time. As we can cut to where you're actually walking up to his office, as you've walked and treaded that path numerous times by now. And as you look into the office building where each teacher kind of has their own little space, you actually do see a light on his office. As you open the door and make your way over, you can hear shuffling of some papers and so on as you approach. Do you? And it says, it has a professor on the door. That's just a simple wooden door.
I mean, he's a
that-
pretty standard
professor.
etiquette guy. I'll knock lightly so I don't make a big scene about it.
you knock. You just hear, yeah.
I just kind of slide it open. I was like, office hours.
He sees you. There's a moment of like where he's just kind of clocking that it's you, and then he just like gives you the head motion to come in all the way.
I'll slide the book out and be like, I was just coming to return this. Didn't want it to be overdue.
He looks to the book and gives it a pleasant little smile, and he looks over to you as the smile quickly evaporates. And what did we learn?
What did I learn, Mathis? It's been a hot minute. This is the Resisting the Thrones of Tyranny.
Yeah. You're basically learning.
What did I learn? Chat, you're gonna have to
I forget the
come
exact
clutch through
lesson
me
it
on,
was, but,
yeah.
like I can look it up in my.
I was gonna say, I don't.
notes, but
It's
the
been
idea
many
was
weeks.
like you had asked him what he was doing, and through these two books, you realized he was likely looking for Rudy.
He was looking for Rudy.
Yeah,
And they
like,
used to know each other, and they've gone, like, he went AWOL, basically. Rudy went AWOL.
Yeah, pretty much. There was like a specific thing that I thought I told
I
you
feel like
about
I wrote
before.
it down, and I just cannot remember.
Yeah, and I
to
have
save
like
my life.
no organization of my notes whatsoever.
I
It's just
do,
like a
I do.
chaos stream of consciousness.
What it means to be a storyteller.
Yeah, well, right. Let me go back through my notes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing was that Cretius has been looking for him and can't seem to get him. It was the reason why Cretius was looking for him, I feel like, is the...
That like, is this how you learned like? Oh, that you knew he stood against Montano stood against La Sombra, the first one to stand against
right,
them.
yep. That was the last book, is what that
yeah.
was. It was all Montano stuff. And that we think Rudy is Montano.
Yep. But
And then I came
remember.
back and I said, what are you actually doing in all of this? And for whatever reason, the book basically links me to the fact.
Oh, the first book you learned about Montano, and I think the second book you pieced together that he's Rudy.
It's like, no, because I came
you learned
back.
about the parable in the first
The parable, and Dakota unknowingly kind of was like, what if that's Rudy? And he confirmed, handed me this book in response. It was called Resisting the Thrones of Tyranny.
Yep.
And
it was about like tyranny always kind of returns and how it always kind of comes
history
back,
repeats itself and it loops, and
something you guys put together.
And then I feel like Cretius, the book basically stated that Cretius had been hunting, or was friends with, and then is now hunting Rudy because he basically has been Montano, I should say, because he's been AWOL.
Fuck.
Yep. That is what I remember.
I
remember.
But I remember there's I don't know. It's been a while. We'll have to look at the VOD when it eventually pops up.
Yeah.
Which tells at least Dakota enough to be able to answer some questions.
Yeah,
Maybe
essentially.
the rest. So he asked a question. What did I learn?
Yeah, what did you learn?
Well, other than history repeats itself, you have a bigger, a more dedicated part to play in everything going on here.
He doesn't nod, but he just quietly picks the book up and actually slides it into his tan side bag that he carries around.
Why is Montano hiding?
He turns to you, and he goes look like he's about to say something, catches himself. What reason do you think you would have in his position to hide?
Well, if it's true that there's a La Sombre antediluvian, and it is being called, that means all the other La Sombre are also fighting that call.
Some believe. And yet we have La Sombre walk our streets seemingly free of said call.
Maybe it's just his bloodline. Her bloodline.
He kind of gives that like a respectable half nod. Like
either way, the idea that you could just hide away in the shadows from the thing that is the shadows seems quaint and somewhat naive for La Sombra, as old as Montano.
Funny that, isn't it? Even on a grander scale, when other things are involved, still resort to our human tendency to hide from ourselves.
So what, he's the oldest? And he's concerned about losing himself?
Afraid that he's been hiding for so long he forgets what it means to be brave.
Can I ask another question? Then why are you hunting him?
Because I can speak a language no one of your age could possibly. Of experience, of having been there.
Then why is he running from you if you can help him?
And he brings up his finger and actually kind of wags it like, you make a good point. Because it's more than him hiding from her. As I said, I believe he's hiding from himself. And what am I if not a reminder of who he used to be?
Right.
Afraid. A coward. But not a coward by any natural measure. A coward by habits built over centuries or millennia. He's been hiding so long he doesn't know how to fight anymore.
So he's given up.
A simple way of putting it. He thinks it best if he just hide. Stay out of it.
What do you think is best?
I haven't determined yet. But his removal, and I too mean permanent removal, is not off the table if it's needed. If his paranoias and anxieties prove correct, and that he is somehow an asset rather than a hindrance, I won't hesitate to do what needs to be done to remove the asset.
If the story's true, Montano's story, that he turned from the clan. His maker. He chose long ago a different path. What if we give him a chance to find something worth fighting for?
I'm curious to hear if you have any unique thoughts that I have not already.
Well, we certainly acquire new information on a ritual that will require Rudy's help. He seems to have a soft spot for Ollie. Easy way to communicate, I guess.
He takes a moment. It seems his cowardice has led to many a personal mistake throughout his life.
That may be true. But even a coward can choose bravery at death.
He doesn't retort.
So in the face of the ultimate moment, what if he makes a different choice for his clan?
And that is the great hope, isn't it? If we can get our hands on him, we can convince him to do what's right, instead of having to do what's right.
What if we don't have to get our hands on him at all?
You simply mean to negotiate with him.
No. Everything can be manipulated. What if we make it Rudy's idea? Plant something. Guide him into that decision himself.
Things that I have not only thought of, but attempted in the past. I'm curious where you're going with this.
I don't know. Sometimes an idea doesn't have a fully thought out plan. But if you're telling me that Rudy, from the beginning, has turned against his clan and wants nothing to do with them, and is hiding not only from himself but his maker, in the wake of all of this, he has no options. He's a rat in a corner. He has two choices: survive or die. We just have to make him realize that by pushing him to the edge.
You said it yourself. You know the stories. You read it in the history book. Him turning against his maker, what have you. But as you've said, they are stories. Yeah. The crux of it, the core, is true. Yes. He did turn, rebel, become an anti-tribute to his own clan. What we don't hear in the stories and what we don't know is the cost of that. What he had to do, how difficult it was, and if he even has the strength to do it again if he is called. Things I've been trying to find out and discover and research myself, all while trying to get a hold of him for longer than 5 minutes before he disappears on me. I need to know what it cost him. Why he's so terrified now when he wasn't then.
If I were to bring him to you, could you get the information out of him?
If you can convince him to hang around to discuss things with me before he running off when I bring up the necessary topics.
I believe in choice. I will give him a choice. If he chooses not to do it, then I will make a different choice.
You have an open invitation to do what you are going to do, and I will continue down my path regardless.
We need his blood for this ritual. He cannot die if we are to interrogate him.
I do not fear you killing him.
No, Professor. I fear you killing him.
And I will as a last resort and nothing else. I prefer it this way. Peaceful. And it's discussing why I want to talk to him.
We will open up for diplomatic sessions when I can get my hands on him. Since you have studied him for so long, any helpful hints as to how one might keep him from being so damn slippery?
That's the difficulty. He's nothing like the man I studied. Not anymore.
Fuck. Then give me some time. Jackson has the perfect place to keep him, if I can get him.
He nods.
I wait as if I'm waiting on like the next book, and then maybe get the hint that there isn't another book.
Yeah, unless you're asking for a question.
No,
or anything.
no,
He doesn't
Dakota
hand you a
like
book.
waits maybe a little too long. Yeah, Professor, and I like snatch my bag up, a lot emptier than it was before, and I will get the hell out of there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, as you're leaving, not like as you step out, but like as you're picking up your bag, you see and sliding it on, and he simply says, "And Miss Rain, excellent job."
Oh, thank you, Professor. I'm trying very hard.
He just gives you a nod and goes back to going through his papers as though you are no longer there.
Yep, that feels normal. Okay, I leave. Yep, that's normal.
And Dakota leaves. Meanwhile, our camera blurs across the city, zooming through plenty of buildings, hearing the honking and horns of plenty of cars. As we move over to, I almost said your real name. That was the problem. Ava and Ollie. Making your way. I apologize. Where are you going again?
We're heading to see Rowan's adoptive mom.
You're going to see the mom. It's a decently long drive early in the evening as the roads are extremely busy. But you get there probably about an hour and a half. As always, I offer any conversation. I know you've had a bunch, but
hey, this might be really hard.
Yes, I expect it to be.
I don't know how I'm gonna be. So just roll with the punches and prepare the little vial thing that we got for this.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
If you need me to take the reins at any point, just let me know and I'll take care of the rest, essentially.
Yeah. Look, by the time we get back, it's gonna be late. So you should kind of consider now if you want me to drop you off on the way back at the Ivory Tower, or if you are just going to crash out at the pub, because we're probably gonna get back way, way too late.
Yeah. I suppose a drop off at the Ivory Tower would be nice.
Okay. Yeah.
You sure you're gonna be okay?
No, I'm
Okay.
not sure.
All right. Well, just let me know. I will be here to help.
Yeah, thank you. I'll finish driving in silence.
Yep, it's dead silent.
Yeah.
Make your way into a neighborhood you haven't been to in a while. A row of familiar and similar looking homes, the silence of a suburban life, and a house in the distance that you remember visiting multiple times, seeing a version of Rowan that, on some level, was him, a sliver of his soul being kept in the fetch, and a family all too unaware of the plot and life they are being forced, or were being forced, to live. A small white home now belongs to just a single individual, a widow who lost her husband and her son. How are you approaching the home? Are you parking like a distance away?
Probably just a few houses down.
Do so. And you can get out of the car and make your way up. Ava in tow?
Yep.
Okay.
Follow.
It's pretty late. I can't imagine that she is going to be very awake. So we might have to ring the doorbell a couple of times.
Yeah.
Give me, both of you can get me wits awarenesses, please.
We bring a gift or something. Weren't you going to bring apple pie or something? Are we bringing like a little house?
I think that was a thing for Dakota.
Oh, shit.
She don't ask for a lot. 3 successes.
4.
Ava, with 4, you're not certain, but 4 is pretty high that you swear you saw a car drive by twice. You're not sure if it might have been identical. You just kind of something you clock. Nothing that like immediately triggers any flags.
Yeah.
Ollie, you ring the doorbell, and as you say, initially nothing happens. You ring the doorbell a second time, and after that, a few minutes, maybe a few seconds pass rather, and you see a distant light get flicked on. There's a another few moments before you see another light, the hallway light, living room light, and you hear footsteps shuffling up to the door. And with your keen kindred senses, the individual is barefoot. You can hear their feet clapping up against like the tile up against that's near the door. And there's a moment of silence where you definitely know they're on the other side, but they're not saying anything.
I'll ring the doorbell again.
Okay. On the third one, there's a female voice on the other side. Who are you and what the hell do you want?
I kind of had a really far drive. My name is Oliver, and I was told that this was a place where a boy lived by the name of Rowan.
There's a longer than a brief pause. Ava, only you. Wits awareness.
Yeah. You might be trying to call the cops. 3 successes.
Let me look at something real quick. You could reroll 2 of them. Your choice.
Yeah, you know what? I will spend a willpower. I haven't spent
4 successes again.
4.
That's the 3rd time you've seen that car. You're certain.
I whisper quietly to Ollie, I think we're being watched.
How do you know his name? I have
His
the
name-
phone. I will call the cops.
Ma'am, his name was Rowan Hopkins.
I know. How do you know his name?
Because my name is Ollie Hopkins, and Rowan was my son. He was my birth child.
There's a beat and then another couple. And then you realize she's not going to reply. At least not to that. You don't know why. You can't see her.
I'll wait for that, like, sort of pregnant pause.
Yep.
And I know that this is probably really uncomfortable, and you wish that this could be during the day and that there were maybe more people here, because I'm kind of big and I'm kind of scary, and I get that. I just drove a really long way, and I never got to see my son grow up. And I have been told, after contacting various private investigators and adoption agencies, that this is where he was placed.
Give me a manipulation persuasion.
Sure. I'm going to rouse for this.
Sure. Don't get
I
hungry.
succeeded on every rouse check I made tonight. That's like
That's
the
so
6th or
nice.
7th one. Yeah.
Nice.
Manipulation.
And you can reroll 1 of those.
I will.
3 hunger dice.
Yeah, I'll reroll 1d10. So 2 successes.
There's 2 successes, and there's a long, rather long wait.
Ava will just chime in and no, like kind of feeling the situation a little bit. She'll just kind of speak up in her tender Ava voice that she
Sure.
brings out sometimes, and we'll just be like, "Please, we just want a few moments."
2 questions. Do you have awe on, and does it work vocally? Do they have to see you?
Oh, frick! There was
I think it's site-based.
It is site-based. There's a new discipline, not a new discipline, but I think it's in the that I wanted to pick up in the player's handbook.
Do you
There's a
have the
present.
experience for it?
I think I did just spend it all on clairvoyance. It's fine.
You did just pick up a level 5.
Yes. I did see there is a discipline now that you can use it. You can use your voice, and it doesn't have to be
Nice.
site-based.
All right, so if you're not doing you're not using a power,
That's
which is
fine.
fine. You can still do a manipulation persuasion of your own.
Yeah.
It's just a
yeah.
raw roll.
All right. Let's see.
And are you at a humanity where you take penalties to discussing with mortals?
Thankfully
No.
not. I got
you.
that back. Oh, I clicked manipulation persuasion and roll 20 did nothing. Let me try again. We might get a double roll here if it's not. What the?
Yeah, mine's been forcing me to do double rolls the
Okay.
entire time.
That's weird.
Yeah, the first one you rolled 4 successes, and you
yeah.
can re-roll 3.
4 is quite a bit.
4 is good. It's considered very hard.
I'll hold on to that.
Okay. With 4 successes, what did you say exactly? I apologize.
Just please, we just want a few moments.
So you don't let that the pause linger as long as you thought you would, and so without needing to roll a wits awareness, there's after Ava does says what she says, there's another beat, but after that beat, you can hear the doors deadlock, pop, and then the chain lock, unlock, and then the door handle lock, unlock, as she creaks the door open and peers out to the both of you, and you actually see the same woman's face, and she looks at you both just for a minute to take you in, and she looks to you, Ava, and she goes, "How did you know Rowan?"
Ollie's like a brother to me. Was kind of like an aunt in some ways, though not by blood.
She takes that and seems to enjoy hearing those words as she does creak the door open enough for the two of you to come in.
On the way in, I'm assuming that she guides us to some seating arrangement, either a kitchen table or a living room.
Living room couch, or kitchen table is probably what she would do.
I just want to make sure that I have a profile of her, and then I want to see the pictures, because every family's got pictures. Right?
They're there.
Does she look older now than in the photos?
How long has it been?
He was 8.
Between season 2 and season 3, right?
He went from being 8 years old to being 22.
Yeah. Oh, you mean through the picture? Does she age? Yes, she does.
Okay. All right. So strong chance that she's not a ghoul.
Possibly.
Because ghouls don't age, right? That's the thought.
Yeah, they don't age when they're turned to a ghoul.
Right. Okay.
But give me a wits awareness, actually.
Sure. I will take that. 4 successes.
You see the pictures of him when he's in college, and she doesn't look too different from then, but that's of an age of where you age a little bit slower once you hit your, visually, once you hit your late 30s, early 40s to probably your mid 50s and something. But it's something you probably take note mentally.
I will very passively. I just kind of let her guide us to wherever.
She brings you to the kitchen and has you sit down in the kitchen, but she doesn't sit with you. She doesn't offer you any coffee. She's very much just in I would say a robe, and you can see PJ pants dangling outside the bottom of the robe.
Yeah.
And as you she offers you a couple seats at the kitchen table that has 4 chairs. She just looks to each of you in the eyes and does kind of waits for you to say something.
I have a world's worth of regrets. But my life, I did not. Anything that I say is probably going to sound like a bit of an excuse, but the best thing that I can probably say is that I was very poorly equipped to be a father. And as much as I wanted to be, I had to get right with my life first. And when I finally did, at least to a point, I needed to try to understand. I needed to try to reconcile and offer some successes, or at least some aid where I can. But I didn't know where to look. I didn't know who to reach out to.
She sniffles, and you can see she's already welling up. Tears are already welling up, and she holds her hand up. She's like, I'll never judge you for doing what you did. It is best for your kid, and it gave us something we always wanted. Why could I ever?
Rowan's mom was out of the picture before he could even walk.
She nods, and you see her crying. She is openly crying. So I don't know when Ava wants to butt in.
I'll wait for Ollie to share the story.
I didn't get to know my son, and I was hoping that you could help.
As you start to cry, there's a ring at the doorbell.
Oh no. I'm going to go and get the door. I'm going to stop. I'm going to tell him to get that. Hopefully. We'll see.
Now you cry blood tears.
Yeah.
Keep
I
that in mind.
quickly
Yeah,
wipe.
I'd say it. But Ava stands up and she actually goes and do you look at her and be like, I've got it? Because you're a stranger in her home, but you're also a vampire. So
yes, I'll just tell her I've got it. And
and
just
I'm not going to make you roll for it. She kind of just takes it and you walk over and you actually, before you can even have to look out, you can see red and blue lights. And as you peer out, you actually see just an officer. You can see his partner in the car. No other cars other than one cop car. With the officer just sat there waiting for somebody to answer.
I am going to answer the door and immediately activate entrancement.
Okay. So you open the door and you meet with this officer's eyes.
Yes.
And before he can say anything, I imagine you say something.
I will just tell him, officers, there's nothing to worry about here. Everything is fine. And she didn't say her name.
You knew it. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
That's a note. I didn't think I'd be. I don't think I took that note.
I would say we're visiting, and all is fine. You can go back to your vehicle. Sorry for the scare.
So you have to rouse for entrancement. So please do.
I do.
Okay, you're hunger 3. And before he can even say anything, you say that, and he's like, "Yeah, seems like everything's good here. No problems at all."
Yes, I appreciate you doing your duty. Thank you, as always, for your service.
You have a great night, ma'am. I'm glad to hear everything's good. And he turns around to walk away. Do you what do? You immediately go back in? Do you watch the car drive off? Do you just you're like, fuck it, lock the door, don't even want the partner to see me? What do you?
Yeah, I just lock the door and just walk back.
You walk back in, and there's a crying. Now, Ollie, do you wait for Ava to return, or do you continue conversation?
She's my coterie mate. I have to trust her that she's got
absolutely.
this.
And I imagine you crying makes her cry even more. And it's when you come back in, Ava, she's been trying to respond, but she keeps catching herself and she keeps trying to apologize. And she needs a second because she's clearly, if you look around the house, she hasn't left the mentality of the family. The photos are where they are. The table still has empty plates and settings for everybody. She has not moved on in any meaningful way, at least visually, with the house. And she's crying when you kind of come back in. What do you do?
I would like to just make eyes with Ollie. Yeah. And I basically just want to get his nod of do it. Or if he still needs things he has to say, I want to give him his space.
Absolutely.
So I'll just wait for him to give the nod, essentially.
Okay. So after he says, I say that, I just wanted to kind of get to know my son.
And she, like I said, she tries to talk about, and you hear little bits before she ever catches herself. You hear that he wasn't a great student in school, but he always did his hardest, and he B's and C's, where she was proud of him for being able to do that. He was always a great athlete though, and she loved his track and field kid, and how well he did in high school for that, and that he got couple small not grants. What the fuck do you call them? Money for college. That's given by schools.
Scholarship.
Scholarships. Thank you, Jesus. I'm grants ain't it? Scholarships that he won about it, but between those little bits and pieces she can get out, it's you could tell she probably hasn't talked about this with anyone in God knows how long, because it is almost impossible for her to get through a sentence.
Based on what she said, Ollie knows that he's passed on.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this, I'm just going to respond, what do you mean by was?
Oh, and there's a moment where she doesn't know, she seems confused why you say that. And then it seems to clock, and she puts her hand out. She's like, I'm sorry, I need a minute. And she's goes to walk out of the room.
I'm gonna kind of follow her. I'm gonna follow her out of the room.
She walks by Ava, and she's heading. She goes through the living room and makes her way over to what is clearly a master bedroom that she's heading to.
I will walk the hall.
She goes into the master bedroom and she turns to see you're still there. And she's like, I need a minute to compose myself, please. I'm really sorry.
Do I see other rooms? Like,
yes,
are there?
you see like the bed that was his bedroom that has been untouched, like completely left almost as is. The house is neat and tidy, it's just clearly it's only her living there.
Man, where's your husband?
As she goes to close the door, she stops. She just like, as she catches herself, she's like, they both passed away in a tragic car accident.
I mean, I'm partially to blame for this. I think I'm partially to blame for this. Ollie's, if she doesn't completely resist, Ollie's just gonna hug her.
I mean, she tries to resist, but like it's a half-assed attempt before she gives in to the embrace, and you feel her whole body just kind of like go limp as she sobs. Ava, there's a knock at the door. Oh no, you're good.
Crap. God damn it. I'm gonna go peek at the door.
As you make your way over to the door, you see red and blue lights. And as you peek out, you see the partner that was in the door. And just past him, leaning up against the car, and he's like looking kind of confused at the moment, is the guy you just talked to. And the partner is, there's no hesitation. He knocks again before you, as you're still looking out the people.
God. Shit. Okay. This might not have much time to do this. Do I just try to entrance this guy too and just get the fuck back to... I really don't want to like mess this moment up with Ollie. I'm trying to keep it together. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the door and I'm going to try the same thing on this officer.
Absolutely. Rouse check me.
Yep. Oh, watch me. I'm going to get hungry again. No.
Hey,
okay.
nice.
Thank
You
God.
succeeded.
Okay.
Hey, and you open the door. You don't give him a chance to say anything, I imagine.
Yeah.
Give me a, can you please give me, where's the, hang on. Give me a dexterity athletics check, please.
Oh God. Okay. I'm a little dexterous actually. Oh, actually I have a decent dice pool for this.
Hey, nice.
Because I didn't think I... like,
You want to
you know
reroll
what?
the 2?
Yeah, since I got okay. Oh,
Well, I failed, so you got 3 successes total over his none. And he doesn't break eye contact faster than you can meet his. You catch his eyes. It was really determined if he was going to be eyes were not going to look at yours or not. But you win the roll. You use your power, and you say.
I say something similar.
Yep.
Officer, I assure you this is all taken care of. Thank you so much for your concern. We'll probably be out of here in a few minutes anyway, but we're just visiting and doing some family matters. Thank you. And I just...
Yeah. You look at him and he goes, of course, every family needs their privacy. I'm so glad to hear everything's fine. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Anything you need, anything, call.
We appreciate
the emergency
you.
number.
Yes. Appreciate you. Thank you.
And your name was?
Sarah.
Sarah. You need anything, Sarah? Officer Henley.
Henley. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sarah, what was your last name, Sarah?
Sarah Hopkins.
And I don't see any ring on your finger, Sarah.
No, I don't.
My cats are fighting. Hang on.
Sarah, really, Sarah.
Sarah, I was like, what sounds like? I was like, Sava. Oh God.
I really thought you were gonna hit with the last name Bellum.
Bellum, Sarah Bellum.
Okay. Cat safe. Okay. And I don't see not to get too personal or anything, but I don't see. Do I have any
You're quite the
husband or
chatter.
boyfriend that might be causing problems that I need to keep an eye out for?
Oh no, you're so sweet. You're I appreciate your concern,
Are
but
you a
no.
late night kind of girl?
Sometimes, yes.
I get off
Yes.
at like 3 a.m. if you want to grab like a nice early morning / night coffee.
Well, I'll see what's up to tonight. What I'm up to tonight. Oh God.
Sure. Should I
God.
get your number before I go then?
Oh my God. I give I give him the generic number that I give guys at the club
Yeah.
from yeah.
And he's just quickly writing it down on like one of his speeding tickets on his pad. All right. I'll give you a ring when I get off tonight. Miss
Sounds great. Sarah. Yes.
Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right, I guess I should go. And
Yeah.
he kind of awkwardly like lingers for a bit before he walks away, and you wave and you shut the door.
Shut the door again, lock it. Oh my God. Ava like rubbing her temples in out of habit
Walking
and
back in.
yeah.
The hug is like ending as you walk in, but she's still sobbing. Does Ava take the opportunity yet?
Yeah, as I kind of like she comes in, I shoot her the glance, like give her the nod. This is the time.
And once again, what I'm going to do is Ava gets she wants to look at her, the woman, and is going to go into like the caring, tender Ava moment again and just kind of comfort her and just like, there. And like kind of just like grab her face in like a caring way. And then activate entrancement to kind of just get her in a mode that she can maybe just
Rouse check.
yeah. Here we go again.
Lots of them.
Okay, you got
Yep.
hunger 4.
Okay. Ava like takes a moment because like the hunger is panging at her a bit, but she looks at her and just says, just hold for me for a second, and it's gonna be okay. And she just tries to comfort. She's more like doing the comfort thing and just pulls out a
manipulation, persuasion plus your presence rating. That's what
big.
entrancement does.
yes.
Basically anything. They'll pretty much do anything as long as it doesn't require it's not any obvious harm to them or their loved ones. So like
manipulation, persuasion plus 4.
Yeah, crazy. I thought you put 5 in presence.
I put 5 in Auspex, 4 in
Auspex.
presence.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. You rolled 7 successes.
Is that a messy? No. There's
critical.
only okay. Yeah.
So you give her, you're like, don't move, just stay. And she does exactly that. She's sniffling a little bit, but she actually reins in her cry, and you were able to gather tears.
Grab them. I just kind of seal it, slip it in my purse, and I look at Ollie and step back and nod.
I apologize again to the woman. I tell her that I live in Chicago proper, and that I had no idea. And I'm sorry for bringing this much grief to you at this unconscionable hour.
She like stiffs a little bit, and she shakes her head and waves her hand at you in a way that she's like, it's not your fault. Do you plan on sticking around and chatting?
I want to give her some space because it just kind of dumped some things on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would like to exchange like information and tell her that I'd like to come back and talk more about him.
Yeah, she would definitely do that exchange of information. She finds she's really not willing to fully talk about it tonight. You can clearly tell it opened up a wound she just has been trying to ignore for a long time. But as you exchange information and no other knocks are at the door, it's pretty quick. And as long as it's polite, she's like, she basically is like, I trust you to let yourself out. She needs a fucking minute. Emotionally already woken up out of her sleep, plus now kind of thrown into the emotional exhaustion. The two of you make your way out?
Yep.
Yeah.
You leave, shut the door behind you, and make your way to the car. And you begin to head away. Does Ava say anything? Do you guys talk or speak about anything?
I just ask Ollie, you all right?
I'm not over it.
Of course not. It was your son.
I hate that.
I don't think that's ever gonna go away.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that because I'm trying to make you feel worse. That's because you loved him. You love him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You're not wrong.
But maybe that was good that you talked to her. You found somebody who's having some similar pain to you. You should talk to her again.
And this is the part about being alive that actually sucks.
Yeah.
The cooking part was great, but this sucks so bad. I know she's going to ask, but tell her I was all right, please.
Yeah, I will.
Are you dropping her off somewhere tonight, or are you spending the night at the bar?
I think she said she wanted to go back to the tower.
I did
Tower?
say I wanted to go back to the tower. And
I imagine everybody kind of goes home for the evening.
yeah, I think I'll give Ollie his space too. So.
And honestly, I know it's a little early, but this is kind of a perfect place for the episode to kind of come to a close. Ava has a feed that she's going to have to do tomorrow morning, either at 4 or 5 hunger. That could be its own scene in and of itself. This is also something I would like to open up with as well. That'll be better to open up with a little bit more time. So with that, we fade to black. And we'll be back next week with another episode. It won't be the full coterie again.
But I have plans for where Dakota will be.
Yeah, there'll be things going on. Don't worry. But we're off to do an after show for Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting us here, watching the show, sharing and love. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.